The sun shines on the market in Allen City, the human kingdom, and the air is filled with the aroma of roasted meat, the spiciness of spices, and the sweetness of fresh fruits and vegetables. The vendors shouted one after another, the crowds huddled together, and the magic lanterns glowed slightly in the daytime, reflecting the faces of various fantasy races, the dwarf blacksmith sweating and banging the enchanted hammer, the orc vendors peddling flickering magic crystals, while the human adventurers hung swords from their waists and discussed the latest Warcraft bounty. "Hey, look at that kid! Joining the fun with a kitchen knife?" A strong swordsman with a beard laughed loudly. Several friends around him laughed loudly, and the beer glass in his hand shook with foam. The strong man pointed at Lin Fan, his voice as rough as sandpaper grinding iron. "Boy, this is the adventurer's market, not your kitchen. I heard that monsters are rampant in the elf forest, and the sacred tree can hardly be defended. You cook with thin arms and legs, go back to chopping vegetables." Ha ha ha. The passers-by around him looked sideways when they heard this, some snickered, some shook their heads and sighed. Lin Fan stood in front of his stall. He was only 18 years old, with a handsome and thin face, and a head of black hair blowing in the wind. At his waist was the ancestral kitchen knife. The blade was simple, with a faint blue glow on the edge. It seemed ordinary but had an indescribable sharpness. He lowered his head and cut into a piece of fire-horn beef that had just been transported from the Warcraft hunting ground. The knife was as bright as water and his movements were not hasty or slow. "TSK, what do these guys know?" Lin Fan sneered in his heart, but pretended not to hear. The tip of the knife lightly touched the surface of the beef, and with a pop, the tough monster fascia split like tofu. The blades were flying, and the air was filled with a subtle, squeaking, cutting sound. The slices of meat were as thin as cicada wings, evenly stacked on the wooden plate, with crystal-clear edges and faint heat. Flies buzzed in, but were driven back by the wind of the knife, not even touching a leaf. The brawny swordsman's laughter stopped suddenly, his eyes widened, and the beer glass hit the ground with a bang, foam splashing everywhere. This sword skill. Boy, what the hell are you talking about? A piece of fire-horn beef, even with an enchanted sword, you have to cut it for a long time, and you cut it easily like this? His voice trembled, and his companions were dumbfounded. A tall and thin archer rubbed his eyes. "Impossible. I tried that beef last time, and it was as hard as iron. This guy, is he a monster?" The crowd immediately went crazy, and passers-by rushed up, their noses twitching, smelling the delicious meaty aroma wafting from the meat slices. "Oh my God, this aroma! It's more tempting than a 5-star restaurant in the city. Boy, is your knife a magic weapon? Sell it to me. Buy one for 1 gold coin." Admirations came in like a flood, some people knelt down to worship, and some shouted, "The cooking genius has arrived." Lin Fan smiled slightly, and his inner monologue passed by like lightning. The ancestral, soul-eating knife, integrated with the natural power of the magic continent, cuts the tendons of monsters with one knife, and extracts the essence. In this world, swordsmen cut monsters, and chefs can truly conquer them. He sprinkled the secret spices casually, his palms were slightly warm, a blue light flashed, the meat slices were cooked instantly, the surface was golden and sizzling, and the aroma went straight into the sky. "TSK, is this the rumored battle cook?" an old adventurer murmured, his eyes full of admiration. "I heard that the sacred tree in the elf forest protects the green paradise, and humans and elves have coexisted for thousands of years. But recently, the dark monsters invaded, and even the roots of the sacred tree withered. Those great swordsmen took over the task of guarding and narrowly escaped death. Boy, with your sword skills, you might be able to break through." As soon as he finished speaking, a green light fell from the sky, the air in the center of the market was distorted, and an elf messenger wearing a vine robe appeared. Her skin is like jade, her ears are long and pointed, her silver hair is flowing, and her eyes are like deep pools in the forest. Human adventurers. Her voice was as clear as a stream, but with unquestionable majesty, the elf forest is in emergency. The dark warlock controls the magical beast to invade the holy tree. Our Princess Muxue has an urgent commission, to protect the green field and kill the intruders. The rewards are generous, magic maps, elf gems, and even the title of guardian proclaimed by the princess. Who dares to accept it? The crowd fell silent. The arrogance of the strong swordsman disappeared. He took a step back, his face turned pale. The elf forest. There are swarms of demon wolves in that place, and even the S-class adventure group lost most of them. I better forget it. Passers-by whispered, fear was like the cold wind, and someone murmured, I heard that the villain leader Lu Ting, the dark warlock, is ambitious and covets the mysterious power of the forest. Whoever goes there will die. Lin Fan's eyes lit up, and he was ecstatic. Here's the opportunity. This ancestral sword is missing a training ground, the elf forest. It sounds like the ingredients are super rich. He stepped forward, with a flash of the sword, cut the last piece of meat into petals, and handed it to the elf messenger. I took it. The messenger was stunned, and the passers-by around him gasped. Boy, are you crazy? That's a kitchen knife, not a divine sword. He will die miserably. The strong swordsman sneered tremblingly, but he couldn't hide the fear in his eyes. The elf messenger came closer and sniffed the meat slices, her pupils shrank suddenly, and her beautiful eyes widened. This dish actually contains natural essence. It can increase physical strength by 50%. Human, you are the chosen one. Green light surged in her palm, and a magic map appeared. The green fields on the map flickered, marking the traces of monsters, leading straight to the core of the forest. Go forward with this map, and the sacred tree will guide you. Go quickly. Lin Fan took the map, picked up his luggage, put the knife on his waist, and strode out of the market. Behind him, passers-by were talking a lot. Is that kid really gone? It's over, the chopper boy is going to turn into a demon wolf bento. No, I think he can do it. That swordsmanship is so magical. As the sun set, Lin Fan headed towards the elf forest along the stone road. The air is getting moister, the shadows of the trees are dancing, and the chirping of birds and the howling of the wind can be heard in the distance. The wonders of the magical continent are fully revealed here, wild fruits roll down on the roadside automatically, and the enchanted grass hums. As he walked, he took out the sliced beef horn and said to himself, try outdoor barbecue to improve your knife skills. Make a fire, lift the tip of the knife, the firewood explodes, and the flames burst out. The meat slices are spread out, the blade of the knife is flying like a butterfly, and finely chopped green onions are sprinkled on top. There's a sizzling sound, the grease pops, and the aroma is tangy, wild with grass and smoke. Lin Fan ate happily, heat surged in his body, and his strength doubled. This is how a chef fights. As night falls, shadows appear on the edge of the forest. Suddenly, a pair of blood-red eyes lit up in the bushes, roaring like thunder. Ouch! A demonic wolf pounced out, with a body like a calf, hair like steel needles, its claws tearing the ground, and a fishy wind blowing in its face. Lin Fan's heart tightened. Here comes the first one. 10 times more ferocious than those losers in the market described. The demon wolf opened its mouth, green liquid dripped from its fangs, and the ground sizzled and corroded. With a kick of its hind legs, it turned into a black shadow and shot towards Lin Fan's throat, as fast as an arrow. The surrounding trees cracked and snapped, and dust flew into the sky. Lin Fan dodged and roared in his heart, full of suppression, this beast is at least a level 3 monster. But, my sword never gives in. The sword suddenly appeared. The ancestral soul-eating knife was taken out of its sheath, the blade buzzing and blue light puffing out. Lin Fan dwarfed and raised the blade at an angle. With a pop sound, the wolf's claws broke and blood sprayed like rain. The demon wolf roared in pain, swept its tail, and brought up a hurricane. Lin Fan jumped up and slashed 7 times with his sword like a shooting star. Each sword cut into the veins accurately and extracted the magic power. The crisp sound of metal collision echoed in the air, wolf hair flew away, and the smell of blood and burning intertwined. Ouch! The demon wolf struggled and bit Lin Fan's shoulder. His teeth grazed the clothes and tore the fabric. Lin Fan groaned, blood oozing out, and the pain was like fire. Damn, it's so dangerous. This guy is rough-skinned and thick-bodied, speed alone is not enough. He gritted his teeth, and a ferocious energy on the edge of despair surged in his heart. Can't retreat. Those mocking voices in the market are still in his ears. At the critical moment, Lin Fan's eyes erupted with cold light. The essence of the barbecue was injected into the blade, and the blue light surged 3 feet. Soul-devouring slash. The sword was swung out, the air was distorted, and the sword energy was like a tornado, tearing apart the demon wolf's chest. The wolf's body froze, its eyes were as big as copper bells, its internal organs splattered out, its blood was steaming, and its fishy smell was soaring to the sky. It fell to the ground, twitched a few times, and died. Lin Fan gasped and landed on the ground, blood dripping from the tip of the knife, and he was ecstatic in his heart. It's done. This wolf meat is definitely the best food. He dissected it quickly, with smooth knife skills, removing the bones and removing the meat, and the fresh wolf leg meat shone on the teeth. Roast it over a fire and sprinkle with wild forest mushrooms. The aroma instantly overwhelms the blood. After taking a bite, the meat juice bursts out, and the magic power pours into the meridians like a tide. The physical strength is restored to fullness, and the strength is increased by 1 level. It's so cool. Cooking is fighting, this forest is my paradise. Just as he was reminiscing, a sharp cry for help suddenly came from the depths of the forest, a clear female voice, mixed with magic bursts and the roar of monsters. Help, help. The darkness has invaded the holy tree. The sound was intermittent, green light shot into the sky, accompanied by the roar of the collapse of the tree. Lin Fan suddenly raised his head, and the magic map buzzed hotly. Elf. Crisis. The next wave, bigger trouble is coming. Lin Fan's heart was beating wildly, the magic map burned like fire in his palm, and the green light pulsed directly at the source of the sound. He grasped the soul-eating knife tightly, and the blade hummed in response, and the blue light reflected the shadows of the trees in the night. The air was filled with the smell of decaying earth mixed with blood, and green light exploded like fireworks in the distance, accompanied by a loud click of a tree trunk breaking and the low roar of a monster. Help, the holy tree, we can't let them destroy it. The female voice came again, sharp and desperate, and intermittent like a candle in the wind. In the center, a silver-haired girl elf is cornered by 3 armored bears. She was wearing an emerald green robe with gold leaf patterns embroidered on the edges. Her pointed ears trembled slightly, her skin was as bright as moonlight, and her beautiful eyes shone green like deep pools. She held a curved cane with a dim green light on the head. She was panting, the corners of her robe were torn, and her left arm was stained with blood. The blood dripped to the ground and smoked. Damn servants of darkness. Don't even think about touching a branch of the holy tree. Muxue shouted through gritted teeth, her voice arrogant but trembling. She waved her cane and summoned several vine-whip shadows to whip at the bears. However, the armored bears had rough skin and thick flesh. With a wave of their claws, the vines snapped. She staggered back and leaned against a broken tree, despair creeping onto her face. Crisis. This voice is definitely an elf. Guided by the map, go straight to the core, but save people first. Lin Fan gritted his teeth, and his meridians surged like rivers after his increased strength. He flashed, stepping lightly on the fallen leaves, making a fine, rustling sound, and walked through the bushes like a ghost. The night wind blows in the face, carrying the freshness of moist moss and the faint smell of burning. The battlefield ahead suddenly becomes clear, a moonlit forest clearing, ancient trees entangled with vines have fallen, the ground is pitted and charred, and green magic residue is scattered everywhere. At the critical moment, Lin Fan jumped out of the bush, his sword shining like lightning. "Go away!" he shouted, injecting the soul-eating knife with wolf meat essence. The blue light surged, and 3 arcs were drawn. The first knife struck the left bear's jaw diagonally, and with a puff sound, the armor cracked, and blood gushed out like a fountain. The bear's head flew upside down, smashing several small trees, making a muffled boom sound. The second knife slashed across the bear's waist. The blade was like cutting tofu, and combined with the skill of chopping vegetables, with a flick of the wrist, the tendons were accurately severed, the bear's body separated with a snap, the internal organs slipped out, and the hot blood steamed and dyed the moonlight red. The third knife stabbed the right bear's eye directly, and the blue light sucked out the magic power. The bear's eyes exploded, howling like thunder, the body twitched and fell to the ground, its claws were unable to dig the ground, and a fishy wind of dust was raised. The armored bear roared, spitting out hot breath from its bloody mouth, and the stench hit his nostrils. The 3 giant beasts dug their front hooves into the ground, making the ground tremble, and they rushed at the same time. The claw on the left ripped the air with a whoosh sound, the tail on the right swept like an iron whip, and the middle hit like a landslide. Muxue's pupils shrank suddenly, and she felt despair in her heart. It's over, the power is exhausted, these monsters transformed by dark warlocks can't even break my natural magic, the forest is over. The battle lasted only 3 breaths, and the clearing was silent except for the twitching blood of the bear corpse and Lin Fan's heavy breathing. Muxue's beautiful eyes widened, her silver hair was disheveled, her pointed ears trembled slightly, she covered her injured arm, her voice trembled like a leaf in the wind. "You, who are you?" "1 knife, 3 armored bears. Those swordsmen go into the forest, and they have to fight in teams when they face each other. You human, use a kitchen knife." Her arrogant tone was mixed with shock, her green eyes stared at the ancient knife on Lin Fan's waist, her pupils were still shrinking, and her cheeks were strangely flushed. Lin Fan shook off the blood beads on the knife, and the blue light faded away. He grinned, feeling ecstatic in his heart. This sword sense is even more powerful with the blessing of wolf meat. Elf Princess. The core of the mission. Lin Fan, chef adventurer. I heard your cry for help. I'm ready. This bear meat looks good, suitable for stew. He glanced at the bear corpse, the tip of his nose twitched, and he smelled the faint wild fragrance under the iron armor. Muxue raised her eyebrows, her arrogant nature welling up, but she couldn't hide the admiration in her eyes. "Cooker. Wearing this apron and smelling of oil smoke, you broke into my elf forest to save people, and you want to eat my guardian beast? Humans are really rude." She curled her lips and complained, her voice was as clear as a bell, but she stood up, waving her sleeves lightly to stop the blood flow, and green light wrapped the wound. But his heart was in turmoil. This sword technique is like the wind of the forest, extracting magic power without killing indiscriminately, and contains the essence of nature. Could it be that he is the chosen one that the messenger mentioned? Lin Fan laughed and responded humorously, "Your Highness, your apron is oil-proof and your kitchen knife can kill a bear. You can do both. You are much better than those swordsmen who just talk but don't practice." He stepped forward to help her. Muxue wanted to throw her away, but she felt his palms were as warm as the spring breeze. She was slightly startled and let him help her. The magic map buzzed, and the green light connected with Muxue's cane. "The holy tree recognizes you, come with me, the village is not far away." The two walked through the forest, the night wind blowing on their faces, the leaves whispering, and the scent of wild flowers and dew intertwined in the air. Muxue explained as she walked, her voice getting softer, "The elf forest is a holy land of life. The roots of the sacred trees connect the natural power of the continent and protect all things for thousands of years. But the dark warlock Lu Ting coveted its core power and sent his servants to control the demons. The beasts are rioting, the holy tree is withering, and the village is in danger. Your map is the holy tree's guide." She glanced at Lin Fan, arrogant but kind-hearted. "Most humans are greedy. If you really protect me, Muxue, owe you my life. The village is hidden among the giant trees under the moonlight, with wooden houses hanging from branches, vine bridges swaying, and magic lanterns emitting soft green light. Villagers gathered in panic, elven archers drew their bows in warning, children cried, and the air was filled with anxiety and the bitter taste of herbs. Fences were damaged, wooden posts were broken, and shadows were everywhere. The princess is back. But the fence is destroyed and monsters can invade at any time. The villagers whispered, their eyes full of despair. An old elf trembled, even the armored bear is here, we are finished. Muxue frowned and was about to issue an order when Lin Fan stepped forward, unsheathed the soul-eating sword and flashed a blue light. Little things. His body shape is like the wind, and the light of his sword is flying, integrating the rhythm of chopping vegetables. With a slight twist of the wrist, the broken wood is like cutting leeks, and the sound of whoosh is endless. The broken pile is repaired instantly, the vines automatically wrap around and heal, and the new wooden pile is as smooth as new, with smooth and crystal clear edges. The crisp sound of cutting echoed in the air, the wood chips flew like snow, and the fresh woody fragrance emitted. The villagers were dumbfounded. A young archer rubbed his eyes and loosened the bowstring with a snap. This kitchen knife repairs the fence. It's faster than our natural magic. Look at the light of the knife, even the magic power is extracted to heal. The old elf's eyes widened and his voice trembled, a miracle. Human boy, are you a child of the forest? The children stopped crying and came closer to smell the wood fragrance. Their little faces admired. Brother is so awesome. The knife is more handsome than the sword. Muxue's beautiful eyes flickered, her arrogant face flushed. What a monster, the cook in the apron makes the vines of the sacred tree resonate. Humph, it's somewhat useful. Villagers, he is the chosen guardian. Lin Fan didn't take it seriously and took out the forest vegetables, shredded devil wolf meat and bear blood from his luggage. He lit a fire with the tip of the knife and a pot and tripod, ancestral kitchen utensils, emerged. Here comes the healing soup. The knife skills are like dancing, the wild vegetables are cut into shreds, the wolf meat is stacked on top of each other, and the bear's blood is boiled. The aroma explodes instantly, the delicious meat aroma mixed with the sweetness of the wild vegetables, the rusty wildness of the bear's blood, goes straight to the nose, and the village air is like boiling. There is a sizzling sound, the soup is golden and rolling, and green light rises from the pot. The villagers tried the drink, and an injured archer tasted it, his eyes suddenly brightened, strength has been restored. The wound is healing. This soup has natural essence, stronger than the holy tree dew. The whole village was boiling, and the elves knelt down to worship, with trembling voices, the god of cooking. The savior has arrived. Muxue took a sip, her green eyes widened, and she was shocked. Strength poured into the meridians, arrogant like me, and was conquered by human food. Test you. Muxue suddenly said, smiling arrogantly and waving his cane, those useless swordsmen brag for a long time, it's not as good as actual combat. Before she finished her words, there was a strange cry of goo-goo outside the village, and a small group of goblins rushed out, green-skinned dwarfs, more than 10 heads, holding rusty swords, with blood-red eyes, a dark aura, and a fishy stench. They charged at them brandishing their weapons, their claws clashing, and the ground stampeding like a drum beat. The Muxue vines whipped and entangled at both ends. The villagers fired their bows and arrows, but they were blocked by the goblin leather armor and the arrows bounced away. Despair reappeared, too many. The darkness is strengthened, they are not afraid of arrows. Muxue frowned, damn it, Lu Ting's men are getting more and more rampant. Lin Fan sneered and said in his heart, here it comes, it's time to chop vegetables. The soul-eating knife rotates like a wheel, integrating the chopping skills, cut two with one knife. He rushed into the formation, his body dwarfed, and the sword light was like rain. The first wave of three-headed goblins rushed towards him. With a flick of his wrist, the blade swept across and cut into the neck muscles with precision. Puff, puff, puff. The heads flew away, green blood sprayed like mist, and the corpse fell to the ground while still running, making a muffled, dong sound. The crisp sound of cutting reverberated in the air, and the smell of blood and rusty iron intertwined. The goblin leader's yellow eyes widened, and he roared to command the rest to bite. Lin Fan jumped up and slashed 5 times with his knife like a butterfly. Each time he cut off his limb, he drew demons. The goblin screamed, squeak, and the broken arm flew and hit the tree with a snap and exploded. With the last blow, the sword energy exploded and swept across the entire field. The remaining monsters fell like straw, green blood merged into a stream, and the fishy wind dispersed in all directions. After only 10 breaths, there was silence outside the village. The villagers opened their mouths in an O shape, and an archer dropped his bow to the ground with a trembling voice, "One knife. Destroy the whole group." The goblin leather armor can't even be cut with a sword, he cuts like vegetable leaves. Monster. No, godman. Muxue's cane fell to the ground, her beautiful eyes trembled, and her pride collapsed. You cook, your sword skills merge with nature, you are purer than an elf warrior. Is there a demon king hidden under the apron? Lin Fan put away the knife, wiped his sweat and said with a smile, "Princess, a chef's knife is never just for cutting vegetables. Be humorous, these goblin meats are too woody and not worthy of being served on the table." Muxue chuckled, hiding her face proudly, "I hate it, this human, actually makes my heart flutter." Just as they were celebrating, a shadow of a tree flashed in the distance, and an elf scout stumbled back, his face pale and his voice trembling like chaff, "Princess. Something bad has happened. The dark warlock Lu Ting's men, the black-robed warlocks and the army of monsters, are approaching the village. They went straight to the roots of the holy tree, and the magic circle has been activated." The whole village gasped, filled with fear. Muxue's green eyes erupted with coldness, and she held Lin Fan's arm tightly. "Humans, form a team with me. Investigate in depth and kill Lu Ting's minions. The holy tree. I'm begging you." Lin Fan nodded, his heart burning. The drama begins. "This forest, food and glory are all mine." The magic map flashed wildly, green light illuminated the way forward, and a low roar could be heard faintly in the night wind. It's over. This is the dark team trained by Lu Ting himself. Their armor is invulnerable, and even vines can't stop it. An old archer's face turned pale, his voice trembled like a candle in the wind, children held their heads and cried, and the air was filled with the smell of fearful sweat and goblin corpses. Muxue's green eyes flashed coldly, her arrogant eyebrows were furrowed, and she waved her cane to summon the shadow of a vine whip, snapping off the 3 forwards. However, the leader's axe flashed, and the vines shattered like paper. She staggered back, her sleeves tore, and blood seeped out again. "Damn it, the strength has not been restored yet, these monsters have strengthened. Lin Fan, you." Her voice was weak for the first time, her arrogant face was full of despair, and her heart was churning. "Human, can you do it? The holy tree is counting on you." The darkness outside the village was like ink pouring, and the goblin team took the lead to rush out of the bushes. There were more than 20 green-skinned dwarfs, with blood-red eyes like will-o'-the-wisps. The rusty swords collided with the bone sticks, and the stinking saliva dripped onto the ground and corroded the grass blades. The leading goblin leader wore iron thorn armor and carried a giant axe on his shoulders. His roar made the leaves rustle. "Golu. Sacrifice of the sacred tree. Human flesh and blood." It waved its claws, and the dark aura filled the air like mist. The mobs behind rushed forward, their footsteps roared like drums, the ground shook and raised mud, and the villagers screamed. Archers pulled strings and shook arrows as they landed. Lin Fan sneered inwardly, "Well done. Crisis is the ingredient, chili wolf meat, serve." He grabbed the soul-devouring knife, the blue light surged, he threw out the ancestral pot and cauldron from the bag, clang, landed on the ground and lit a fire, and the flames whizzed up and reflected the red night sky. The knife was as bright as lightning, instantly cutting through the remaining shredded demon wolf meat and the red-hot peppers collected near the village, bursting with juice. The spicy smell was like a fire dragon scurrying through its nose. Thin slices of wolf meat were stacked and stir-fried. The sound of oil crackling resounded through the battlefield, and the aroma instantly conquered the air, the aroma of wild meat mixed with the flaming heat wave of chili peppers, rushing straight to the forehead, making the goblins slightly startled. The villagers whispered in despair, "The princess can't hold on any longer. Let's run away, the forest is over." The bows and arrows were fired in unison, and the armor bounced off with a ding-dong-dong, without hitting a single hit. A young elf archer's arm was cut open by a claw, and he screamed and fell to the ground, the smell of blood filling his nose. The goblin leader laughed, and swept the giant axe to break the fence posts. There was a loud boom, and sawdust flew like rain, and the dark servants rushed towards the heart of the village. What smell? Cooking on the battlefield? Humans are crazy. The leader's yellow eyes widened, and the axe paused. The villagers were dumbfounded, and an archer rubbed his nose. This smell, his hunger exploded, and his physical strength came back a little. Lin Fan's wrist shook wildly, and he combined with the magical skill of chopping vegetables, and the pot green light and blue light interweave. The wolf meat absorbs the magic power of the pepper, the golden and red juice rolls, and the gut gum bubbles. The finished product is out of the pot, a plate of wolf meat fried with flame chili. The heat is steaming like fire clouds, each piece of meat flashes with red light. The nose is burning when smelling, and the meridians are like burning when eating. Princess, hold on first. Lin Fan jumped up and drove back the two goblins with a knife. Pft, green blood spurted out. He scooped up a spoonful of hot fried meat and stuffed it towards Muxue's lips. She wanted to hide, and glared arrogantly, "What are you doing? Feeding on the battlefield, it's so shameful." But the aroma hit her face, and she was unbearably hungry, so she opened her mouth slightly to taste it. Wow! The heat was like thunder hitting her meridians, her green eyes suddenly brightened, the natural magic power in her body exploded with flame properties, and the cane glowed red. She screamed in her heart, "This, the bliss of the world." The power was doubled, and the arrogant me was fed to the fire by the cook. Muxue's figure flashed, the cane turned into a bow, and green arrows shot out. Whoosh, the magic flames were wrapped in strings, and they shot into the group of goblins and exploded with boom. A green-skinned armor melted, howling and turning into ashes on the ground. The flames reflected the night sky red, and the heat wave hit his face and burned his skin. The villagers' eyes widened. Princess's archery, turned into flames. Melt 3 monsters with 1 arrow. That fried meat, it's a divine thing. The archers rekindled their hope, cheered in unison, and fired with arrows. The goblin formation collapsed, screaming, squeak, and the smell of green blood and burnt meat intertwined into the incense of hell. Lin Fan laughed and spun the soul-eating knife into the formation. "Cooperate tacitly, princess, follow me." He ducked to avoid the wind of the axe, and with a loud whoop, the air tore apart, and the light of the knife poured out like rain, merging with the rhythm of chopping vegetables. He cut 5 neck tendons with 1 sweep, puff, puff, the heads flew away in an arc with green blood mist, and the corpse was still twitching and running. Gudong fell to the ground. Muxue used flame arrows to cover and blasted the flanks. Lin Fan charged forward like a ghost, drawing out dark magic power from his blade. The blue light devoured the mob's armor, making the monster's armor brittle. The cracking sound of pop resounded on the battlefield. When the climax came, the goblin leader roared and leapt up, his iron thorn armor expanded with a crunch, and the giant axe struck Lin Fan directly on top of his head. The wind pressure made the fallen leaves dance wildly, and the villagers screamed, "Be careful. That axe has smashed the sacred branch." Muxue's green eyes were anxious. Lin Fan gets out of the way. Smiling ferociously, "Humanity is dead." Lin Fan was ecstatic in his heart. Head on time, spinning knife flour. He did not retreat but moved forward, stepping on the fallen leaves to sand and spin. The soul-eating knife vibrated at high frequency like reincarnation, and the wrist force erupted with a buzzing knife sound that was deafening. A spinning knife flower burst out. The light of the sword turned into a blue and red whirlpool, blessed with the essence of chili wolf meat. Flames wrapped around the blade, and whoosh, the faint wind swept across. The boss's axe fell, the king collided with the vortex, the iron thorn armor shattered like glass, the kara exploded continuously, and the fragments flew and scratched the surrounding mobs. Lin Fan took advantage of the force and jumped up. The swords and flowers gathered into a point and pierced his heart. The blue light swallowed the soul, the leader's yellow eyes widened, and the giant body fell to the ground stiffly. Boom smashed out a deep pit, the axe handle broke, the dark magic power dissipated like black smoke, and the smelly blood river converged. The whole place was silent for 3 breaths, and then the villagers burst out, "Win! A sword that shatters the armor, a magical skill. The cook is invincible. Under the apron is the devil." The archers knelt down, their voices trembling in admiration. Witness the legend. The princess's flaming arrow matches his sword, perfect. Muxue's cane fell to the ground, her beautiful eyes were moist, her arrogance collapsed into the shyness of a girl, her cheeks flushed. "You cook, give me 1 bite, and let me shoot the strongest arrow." "Humph, you are awesome." Sweetness surged in her heartbeat is racing, this human being is so bad. The night breeze turned soft. Lin Fan pulled Muxue to the fire, took out a small pot and taught cooking. "Come, princess, try your hand. Turn your wrist slightly when cutting the peppers, so that the magic power can be absorbed." Muxue curled her lips and hummed arrogantly, "I don't want to learn the tricks of the world." But the jade hand took the knife and imitated clumsily, and poof, cut the peppers, and the juice splashed on her face. She exclaimed, "Oh," her green eyes flashing with grievance and tenderness, "it's so spicy, but interesting. Are you teaching me? Are you afraid that I will hold you back?" Lin Fan held her wrist and gently said, "No, I want the proud princess to have more fireworks." She blushed and lowered her head, her heart melting. The warm palm. "I hate it, this feeling makes me want to rely on it so much." The remaining smoke of the battlefield was curling up, and the smell of burnt green blood gradually dissipated. Lin Fan swung the knife and put it away, panting and laughing. "Princess, is it spicy? This dish is specially designed to overcome darkness, and its magic power is turned into fire." The villagers cheered to celebrate, and the children gathered around to smell the remaining incense of the pot and cauldron. Their little faces worshipped, "Brother, cook again. The savior will live forever." The old elf wiped his tears. "Blessed by the holy tree, the village will be saved." Lin Fan grinned, "Brother, I'm a little late, the battle is over. I'm Lin Fan, this is Princess Muxue." Gu Han raised his sword eyebrows slightly and snorted coldly, "Gu Han, swordsman. I've seen your swordsmanship, the way of merging nature and cooking, it's not bad." His heart was full of emotions. This kid, killing the group with a kitchen knife in an apron. It's better than me chasing beasts to death all the way. Intelligence. There is a large monster lair in the middle of the forest, where Lu Ting's main force gathers, and the roots of the holy tree are connected directly. The villagers gasped, "Lair. The giant beast is entrenched, we are finished." Mu Shue's green eyes lit up, "Join us. The chosen team is formed." Gu Han nodded, with a rare expression of approval on his cold face, "Okay, follow. The information is for a fight." Just in time for sweetness, a sword sounded, clang, outside the village, and a stern figure jumped into the firelight. Gu Han, a black-haired swordsman with a hunting cloak, a long sword hanging from his waist, his face like an ice sculpture, and his sharp eyes scanning the pile of corpses. "I've been following the monster so far, but I didn't expect." He glanced at the remaining blood on Lin Fan's sword, and said in a cold but shocked voice, "Shatter the boss's armor with one knife?" "Human, who are you?" The villagers whispered, another human swordsman. But the momentum is so strong. Muxue stood up in alarm, who are you? The three people's eyes met, and Lin Fan's heart burned, all the partners are here, a large lair, more ingredients. The magic map flashes green light, guiding the middle path. Suddenly, a thundering roar came from the depths of the forest in the distance, rumble. The giant beast roared like thunder, the trees collapsed with a loud click, the ground trembled slightly, and the fishy wind heralded a storm. Muxue clenched the cane, the lair has awakened. Gu Han drew his sword, attack. Lin Fan's soul-eating knife buzzed, and the blue light reflected his smile, let's go and chop the vegetables. In the night, three shadows rushed into the forest, the firelight stretched their figures, and the adventure began. Muxue's green eyes scanned the shadows, her arrogant willow eyebrows furrowed slightly, and her cane tapped the ground to summon the faint light. In this middle level, the forbidden land of elves, tree spirits parasitize the roots of the holy trees, and become violent after being corroded by the darkness. Gu Han, is your information accurate? Gu Han's black hair did not move in the wind, and his stern face was like a knife. The long sword king made a soft sound half an inch out of its sheath, and his voice was cold, accurate. 5 tree spirits died in pursuit of the beast. Their vine arms were like whips, and their venom rotted their bones. They would burst at the first touch. His eyes were sharply fixed on the front, and his heart was filled with emotions. The human boy has good swordsmanship, but this area, the team is still young. The dark path in the middle of the forest winds like the backbone of a giant beast. The branches and leaves intertwine into a dark curtain in the middle of the night. The moonlight is scattered with silvery spots, but most of it is swallowed up by the thick fog. Rotten leaves rustle underfoot, the air is heavy and humid, mixed with mildew and the fragrance of wild flowers, and the roar of giant beasts in the distance is heard, making the tree trunks tremble slightly. The magic map flashed green in the palm of Lin Fan's palm, guiding the direction of the lair. Turn left for 100 steps, the tree spirit area, be careful, the energy is low. Lin Fan secretly rejoiced, it's a good time late at night, tree spirits are the best ingredients, crisp, tender and juicy. Suddenly, the fog surged in front, and the sound of hissing vines tearing the air was heard. A group of dryads sprang out, their bodies were twisted like dead wood fused with sarcoma, their branches and arms were dancing wildly and slapping to beat the tree trunks, and their eyes were green and ghostly like ghost lamps. There were more than 10 heads. The leading giant tree elf's vine crown expanded, its roots and feet stepped on, booming, and kicked up the earth, and the sweet and poisonous juice dripped and sizzled through the rocks. They surrounded a depression, and a girl screamed from the center, help. These tree monsters are so slimy. My pot is going to break. In the depression, Su Wan, a girl with blonde hair and ponytail, hugged the iron pot tightly, her lively and pretty face turned pale, her apron was stained with mud, her legs trembled as she dodged the vine whip, and the corner of her skirt tore with a pop sound. She fell to the ground with a cry of, oh, and the poisonous juice splashed close to the tip of her nose, making her dizzy after smelling it. It's over. It's over, my lady's dream cooking journey is stuck in the middle. Who will save the hot-blooded cook? The tree spirit raised his arms and wrapped his arms around her like a chain, and the desperate whispers of the villagers echoed in his mind. No one is coming, the forest eats people. Muxue's green eyes shrank, and her arrogant face showed weakness. Su Wan. A wandering cook in the village, she broke into the middle level to pick mushrooms, she can't hold on any longer. The poison of the tree spirits will dissolve even the vines, shall we retreat? Gu Han frowned and said coldly, it's impossible to save, it's a trap area. Intelligence, the tree spirits are protecting the nest, hard. The loss will be huge. He calculated in his heart, new partner. The risk is too high, retreat calmly. Lin Fan laughed, and the blue light of the soul-eating knife skyrocketed, retreat? This is a God-sent assistant. Look at my vine-cutting knife skills. He was burning in his heart, lively cook, perfect partner, the time for great food is here. Crack. The vine arm hit the whirlpool, and every inch was as brittle as dry wood. The green juice splashed out and turned into mist, and the poison was swallowed up by the blue light without a trace. Su Wan's almond-shaped eyes widened and her mouth formed an O shape. Wow. Daohua eats vines. So cool. Muxue's green eyes suddenly brightened, and her arrogance collapsed. Again, it's this move again. But the tree spirit regenerates quickly. Gu Han's eyes trembled slightly, and there was a rare crack in his cold face. Speed, then my sword is sharp. Lin Fan took advantage of the situation and jumped up. The blade pierced the giant leader's eye core. Puff, the blue light penetrated. The tree spirit hissed, "Ga-ah." The branch crown withered and fell off. The whole body became stiff and fell to the ground with a bang. The remaining juice evaporated into a sweet burnt fragrance. The little tree spirits were in chaos, and the vine whips were dancing wildly, pap-pap. Lin Fan ducked in, and the rain of knives poured out. One knife cut off 3 arms, swish-swish, green blood splashed in arcs, and the rotten leaves were poisoned but purified by blue light. Su Wan took the opportunity to get up and smash the iron pot on the head of a dryad, causing wood chips to fly. She screamed excitedly, "Brother, help me. Let's join forces." Lin Fan swung the knife and smiled, "Sister, you are good at cooking, let's join in." The two of them hit the pot back to back, and the small group of dryads screamed and collapsed. The piles of corpses were stacked like a mountain of firewood, and the air was filled with the fragrance of brittle wood and the lingering sweetness of poisonous mist. After the battle, Su Wan threw herself on Lin Fan's arms, swung her ponytail and laughed lively. "Are you the rumored hero who saves the village with a kitchen knife? You smashed the boss's armor with one knife. I heard that the village was blown away. Su Wan, a fan of cooking, will hang out with you from now on and work as an assistant to develop divine dishes." Her almond-shaped eyes sparkled, her apron hugged her curves, and she was ecstatic in her heart. Finally met the boss. "Passionate chef, take off." Muxue curled her lips and blushed. Another cook." The team turned into a vegetable market. But her green eyes were moist and her heart was slightly sour. "Feeding that guy, there are so many girls, annoying, heartbeat is crazy." Gu Han put away his sword and snorted coldly, "The strength is not bad, 4 of them together. Let's go, the nest is close." He praised in his heart, "The boy is like drinking water, the team is stable." Lin Fan glanced at the battlefield and his eyes lit up. Ingredients are in hand. Vitality mushrooms are all over the ground, new dishes are being developed. He and Su Wan squatted down, knives and pots were moving together, and they collected the glowing mushrooms around the dryads. The mushroom umbrellas were crystal clear, boo-boo. The smell was refreshing, and the green juice of the tree essence was mixed. Stir it into the pot and stir fry, the water steams. Su Wan sprinkles in the holy tree dew, add some princess vine juice to speed up the magic. Lin Fan turns his wrist with a magical skill and injects blue light. Gurgling, the soup boils, and the golden and green vortex forms. The energetic mushroom soup comes out of the pot, the heat is curling, every spoonful has lightning lines, and the meridians are numb like electricity when you smell it. The tree spirit sensed a new enemy, and the giant leader's vine arms swept across it. Whoosh! The wind pressure bent the small tree. Su Wan screamed and held her head, "Human brother. Run quickly, it will smash the rock with a whip." Muxue and Gu Han took 3 steps back, their faces ashen. "Lin Fan, don't be brave. That poison." The villagers heard from afar. The sound of the wind echoed in his mind like a desperate whisper, "Another cook who died, the forest is merciless." Lin Fan did not dodge, stepping forward on the rustling of rotten leaves, the light of his knife spinning like electricity, fused with the essence of chili and wolf meat. The blue and red vortex reappeared, and the buzzing, high-frequency vibration shattered the air. After the 4 of them finished drinking, their speed increased like phantoms, and they were ambushed by a small group of tree spirits while running along the dark path. Bang bang, the vine whip was drawn, and Lin Fan complained in his heart, "Brother Gu's cold face, the sword came out like ice, perfect for hot soup." His sword flashed, whoosh, broke 4 arms instantly. Su Wan smashed the pot with a secondary attack, dong dong. Muxue's vine arrow fired a bang bang to the head. Gu Han's long sword waved with cold light, clang, cut 3 heads in unison, and the sword wind ripped through the air, whir. The tree spirit was hissing miserably, and the corpses were flying with crisp sounds. Su Wan was fighting and laughing, "Brother Gu, you are so handsome when you kill monsters with a cold face. But if you smile, you will drink the soup." Gu Hanin snorted, "Concentrate." Muxue's green eyes peeked at his sword path, haughtily. Share, elven legends say that swordsmen like Gu Han are guards recognized by the holy tree. The sword energy is pure and can cut through the darkness without stains. Humph, it's more stable than a certain cook. Her heart was sweet, Gu Han is reliable, Lin Fan is bad, the perfect team. After an easy sweep, the night breeze brought the lingering fragrance of the mushroom soup, and the 4 of them arrived at the open space of the camp to rest. Lin Fan lit a fire and roasted the elf fruit. The skin was red and bursting, the juice was golden and dripping, sizzling, the roasted aroma was sour and sweet, and the flames made everyone's faces turn red. Su Wan excitedly scooped up the fruit and fed it to Lin Fan. "Ah brother, open your mouth, it's a bonus time." The juice slid down the corners of her lips. She leaned her pretty face close to him, her ponytail brushing his shoulders, and she was excited in her heart, "The boss's mouth is so soft, feeding is so happy." Lin Fan swallowed his laughter and said, "The girl's craftsmanship is great." Muxue's green eyes widened, her proud cheeks flushed. "Ruhusheo, hey. Feeding. Battlefield welfare. Su Wan, you are a fox. Lin Fan, don't eat her, I will roast it for you." She poked the fruit awkwardly with her delicate hands, and the juice splashed on her skirt, "Oh." She cried out, her heart was churning and sour, "I hate it, why is my heart so blocked? I want to be fed by him. I am so arrogant that I am crazy." Gu Han leaned against the tree and gnawed the fruit, and glanced with cold eyes, "Enough, the nest is close." He wiped the sword with clang, which was said to be as reliable as a mountain. Su Wan complained, "Brother Gu, the effect of the smiley soup is doubled." Muxue covered her mouth and chuckled, sharing the deep legend, "The roots of the holy tree are connected to the middle nest." Lu Ting, coveting the source of immortality, the dark sorcerer's ambitions corrupted the giant beast and sacrificed it in the heart of the tree. Gu Han's sword skills were able to overcome his shadow. Gu Han nodded and said coldly, "I know. Information, there is a magic trap at the entrance, and the black mist eats the soul." Lin Fan felt in his heart, the prelude to the main dish, the trap is the side dish. As the campfire faded, the 4 of them moved forward, and the magic map flashed red, the entrance to the lair appeared. The huge cave is like a beast's mouth swallowing the sky, the black mist rolls, gulu, like a living creature, the ground is carved with twisted runes, and hums, lowly, the air is stagnant with the smell of rotting souls. Lu Ting's laughter is faintly heard, "Jia jia. Whoever comes, die." Muxue's green eyes were cold, and she held her staff arrogantly, "Lu Ting the breath, the trap is alive." Gu Han drew his sword and locked it with a cold face, "Break the formation." Su Wan hugged the iron pot tightly, Lin Fan's soul-eating knife buzzed in blue and red, and he was ecstatic in his heart, the ultimate challenge, the cooking god battle begins. In the black mist, the giant shadow shook, and the roar was about to begin. The black mist rolled like a living snake, and the huge hole at the entrance of the lair sucked in the dark wind. The runes twisted and flickered on the ground and hummed, like countless ghost eyes staring at the 4 people. The smell of rotten souls hit her nostrils, causing Su Wan to wrinkle up her little face. She hugged the iron pot tightly to her chest and her ponytail trembled. "Wow, this fog is so disgusting. It smells like my head is buzzing." like being slapped in the face by grandpa's moldy pot brush. Brother Lin Fan, are we really intruding? The intelligence says that Soul Eater will turn you into a mummy when you inhale it. Her almond-shaped eyes were watery, her legs were limp against Lin Fan's arms, and she was panicking. The boss is handsome with a sword, but, is the hot-blooded kitchen too cold? Come on, let's test the medicine with the whole team. Lin Fan first scooped out a bowl and handed it to Muxue. She huffed arrogantly, I don't drink mixed soup. But the fragrance was so fragrant that her lips tasted it and said, wow. The natural force in her body exploded with lightning properties, her green eyes flashed with lightning, and she spoke at a speed as fast as the wind, okay, it's electric to the toes. Lin Fan, you always make me break my precepts. Su Wan drank it and swung her ponytail and ran wildly among the trees, 3 times the speed. Brother is a genius. Gu Henin took the bowl with his face, drank it down, his eyes brightened, effective. Action. The heart was shaken, the soup is like sword oil, and the legs and feet are as light as nothing. Mu Shue's green eyes reflected the black mist, and her arrogant eyebrows were knitted into the Chinese character, Chuan. She knocked the cane on the ground to summon a green light shield, but it was corroded by the mist and shattered. She bit her lips and her voice trembled slightly. Lu Ting's technique, the soul-eating black mist can even dissolve the elf vines. I advise this princess. Retreat, the roots of the sacred tree will collapse, and the source of eternal life will be exposed. The risk is too high. Fear and sourness surged in his heart. Lin Fan is a bad guy, trying to show off again. I could still attack the tree spirit last time, this mist. If he sucks it dry, my heart will be broken. I can't lose, but I'm so scared. Gu Han's long sword was halfway out, clang, his face was as cold as iron, his black hair did not move in the wind, his eyes scanned the runes, and he concluded in a cold voice, the trap is activated. The black mist locks the soul, the runes are linked, and it explodes with one touch. Information, if there are more than 3 people, the fatality rate is 90%. The tip of his sword touched the ground, the cold air forced away the fog, and he calculated in his heart, young Dao Ling, but this time, the team is still short of firepower. Withdraw, save the main force. The desperate whispers of the villagers in the distance echoed in his mind like hallucinations. Humans will die, the forest will swallow their souls. Crack. The runes shattered like glass and collapsed, and the black mist hissed and was sucked by the vortex, turning into blue mist and steaming, and the rancid smell turned to burnt sweet aroma. The huge cave at the entrance trembled with boom, the fog wall hole opened to reveal the dark passage inside, and the stone wall was covered with pulsating vine roots that beat, gudu, and faint blood flickered. Su Wan's apricot eyes widened, and her mouth made an O shape and she slapped her hands. Brother eats the fog with the knife. The runes shattered into powder. This, the kitchen knife breaking technique, it's legendary. Mu Shue's green eyes suddenly brightened, and she collapsed with pride and covered her mouth. Another magical spinning skill. The soul of the fog is drained, and this Princess Cain is gone. I can't do it. His heart was beating wildly, the bad guy is too fierce, his heart is about to fly. But why did Su Wan hug him first, sour? Gu Han's eyes trembled slightly, and his cold face cracked, break the formation with one sword. The sword is not as good as it is. The heart was shocked, the kid is like a ghost, the team is invincible. The 4 of them sneaked in. The passage was narrow and slippery, water droplets echoed under their feet, and the hot air was filled with blood and mold. The red light on the magic map guided the depths, and suddenly I heard the roar of the gulu gulu cub, and the cave in front exploded. More than a dozen tree spirit cubs sprang out, with short and fat bodies like meatballs, short and thick branches and arms that swung, snap, their eyes were red and swollen, dripping juice, sizzling, and eating away at the ground, and the leader's vine teeth, crunched, making a fishy smell hit his face. The wind pressure made Su Wan retreat, herd of cubs. They are very sticky in their bite, and the intelligence said that the group beat the swordsman to death. Muxue's vine staff was slow to summon arrows, and her arrogant face turned pale. The numbers are overwhelming, and the arrow rain cannot keep up. Gu Han's sword used Chang, and he cut off two ends, but was surrounded by the crowd. The alarm bell in his heart, the vines are heavy, and the sword is falling quickly. Lin Fan didn't panic, and whirled his sword again. Baby. Fresh meat on the table. He ducked and pounced, swish, and a rain of knives rained down. 5 arms were severed with one knife and, crack, green blood spurted out and stained the wall with, puff, and the cub rolled to the ground with a miserable hiss. Su Wan smashed the iron pot with a dong, and the edge of the pot smashed the brains with a pop. She complained while fighting, my brother is fighting and dicing. He is a cooking maniac, and the sticky juice flew into my face. Muxue's green light arrow, swish, hit 3 heads, and Gu Han's sword wind, whooshed, swept 4 heads. The team's tacit understanding began to appear, the knife, pot, arrow and sword struck together, and the piles of cub corpses collapsed with a bang, and the air was filled with the aroma of crispy meat. Lin Fan laughed loudly. The blue and red whirlpool of the soul-eating knife buzzed, skyrocketing. It was fused with the essence of the wolf meat tree essence. The blade was circling like a living dragon. He stepped forward with his feet on the rustling rotten leaves. He secretly rejoiced in his heart, soul-eating knife. It's just cutting vegetables. The fog is thick, just in time. The soup base is fresh, a magical dish in a big crisis. Retreat? This rune is as crisp as green onion, let me cut it. Everyone shouted, Lin Fan, farewell dash, before they could finish the words, the sword flashed with lightning, swish, swish, arced at a high frequency, and the blue and red light pierced the core of the rune. Lin Fan swept the corpse, his eyes bright, all the ingredients for the Warcraft meat steak. Fast cooking and strengthening. His ancestral cauldron started a fire, and the blade cut the cub's leg meat into thin slices. Here, a tribute upgrade. Lin Fan handed it to Gu Han first. He took it with a cold face, and when he bit it, there was a crisp, click, sound. The sword energy surged and buzzed, and the cold light in his eyes grew, the attribute of the fire sword, increased by 30%. He admired in his heart, the flesh is like a sword being tempered, and the legs and feet are burning. Muxue hummed arrogantly, I'm not a vegetarian. She bit her cherry lips and said, wow. The force of nature exploded, and the vine arrows turned into rain and poured down the channel with a bang bang. The green light washed the ground like a heavy rain. Her green eyes were moist, the arrow's speed doubled, the electric fire blended. Lin Fan, you make me addicted. Sweet in her heart, the gravy is smooth on your lips, so hot. Su Wan, don't grab it. Su Wan swallowed 2 pieces, swung the pot with her ponytail and hit the air, the fire attribute pot is up. Brother, the battle cooking skills are perfect, but the tacit understanding is amazing. Lin Fan laughed and swallowed the meat, the girl's pot is perfect, it's the team's best time. Lin Fan's soul-eating knife whirled with blue and red fire, and his heart was burning, giant vine. Deep-fried vegetable. He rushed forward and swiped with his whip, swish, 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 the sword light circled 360 degrees, and the vine arm broke inch by inch, Kara, the green juice evaporated. Su Wan took the opportunity to shake it off, and poured fire oil on the iron pot to cook it. The cub oil was mixed with holy dew, Zi-La, and poured over the remaining vines. Fell off. Muxue's arrow rain assisted, boom, Gu Han's fire sword finally stabbed Chang, the tree demon fell down with, boom, and the smell of burnt corpses filled his nose. Su Wan hugged Lin Fan's arms and laughed wildly, brother's sword plus my fire oil, God cooperates. The groove is over, I love the battle chef. Muxue's green eyes flashed with envy, tacit understanding, this princess is not bad with arrows. Gu Han put away his sword and said with a rare slight smile at the corner of his mouth, clean. In his heart, the team is unified, stable. After the battle, the four of them went to the inner room to rest. The fire popped and roasted the remains of the tree demon's meat, and the juice dripped, sizzling, and the golden aroma lingered, making everyone's faces turn red. Su Wan swept Lin Fan's shoulders with her ponytail, and fed him meat. "Brother, open your mouth, and you'll be rewarded. Is the gravy sweet?" The corners of her juice-like lips slid down, and her pretty face came close, and she was excited in her heart. "It's super happy to feed the boss, curve welfare time." Lin Fan swallowed his laughter and said, "Sweet girl." Muxue's green eyes widened, her face flushed with arrogance. "Hello again. Su Wan, you vixen. This princess share your daily life and get benefits." She forked meat clumsily with her delicate hands and moved closer to Lin Fan's lips. "Zhang, the forest princess patrols the holy tree proudly and feeds the little beasts with elf fruit, but it doesn't taste as good as your meat." Oops, the juice splashes. The hem of her skirt was wet, and her heart was churning. Feeding him is so close, her heartbeat is like a rain of arrows. Why did Gu Han look over? The girl's daily life is exposed, she is so embarrassed. Gu Han leaned against the wall and gnawed on meat, stern eyes scanning the firelight. When he heard that Muxue's lips curled up again, a rare smile melted like ice. "Princess legend, the holy tree is daily, reliable." The voice was slightly warm. Su Wan's almond-shaped eyes lit up. "Brother Gu is laughing." The soup plus meat effect, double the handsomeness information sharing. The tree demon protects the source of eternal life. Lu Ting's sacrifice is approaching. Muxue covered her face and chuckled, her green eyes moist as she shared, everyday life of a princess, patrolling vines and weaving dreams at night, but after meeting Lin Fan, it becomes lively and sweet. In the heart, Gu Han smiles so warmly. Lin Fan is bad, the bond is deep. Lin Fan feels warm in the heart. Welfare chat, team teppanyaki. Deep foreshadowing, big boss, etc. At the end of the passage, the little boss tree demon appeared, 3 meters tall, with a vine body swollen like a giant tree fused with hemorrhagic tumors, an arm whip as thick as a pillar, whooshing, to draw out the air, stepping on the root and foot to crack the rock, sizzling, the lava with juice dripping from the fangs, roaring, roar ah ah, and crushing the Muxue vine shield to pieces. Tree demon. Nest guard, infinite vine regeneration, 10 dead swordsman. Gu Han's sword was wrapped in anger and fire, but Gudu regenerated, and he frowned, harder. Su Wan smashed the vine with a pot, but it stuck and pulled. "It's sticky, brother, save," desperate whispers echoed. "The leader has no solution, the team is broken." There was a bang in the inner room of the lair, and the embers of the fire spattered everywhere. The golden gravy steam was instantly swallowed up by the black mist, and the air instantly condensed into the cold smell of rotten blood. Su Wan choked and whipped her ponytail, and her face turned pale. The iron pot, clang, hit the ground. Wow! The earth is shaking and the mountains are shaking. This sinister smile. Lu the old demon Ting is sacrificing in the depths. The information from the Shadow Root Demon King says that the whole team will be wiped out if the village is swallowed up. Her eyes widened, her legs went weak and she threw herself on Lin Fan's arms. Her heart was pounding. "Brother just grilled the meat, the sweetness is not enough, this giant beast is here to steal the show. The hot-blooded chef is going to overturn, and the sticky brain is filled with fear." The red runes reflected in Muxue's green eyes flashed wildly. The cane buzzed to summon the green shield but it shattered like paper, the arrogant willow eyebrows were twisted, and the cherry lips trembled. Shadow roots. The devil's roots are connected to the holy tree, the dark sacrifice has been completed. This princess's purification spell is ineffective. Information: kill 100 swordsmen with 1 whip, the roots of the holy tree are broken, and the forest is dead. She held Lin Fan's sleeve tightly with her jade hands, her voice broke into silk threads, and her heart surged with sourness. "Bad guy, my heart has not stopped just after I fed you meat, this devil, if you fall, my princess's crown will be shattered. I can't stand my arrogance, I'm afraid that the black roots will entangle you." In the distance, the auditory hallucinations echoed in the desperate cry of the elven villagers, humans send their souls, and the holy tree turns black. Gu Han's long sword was fully chang, and the fire-attributed sword energy was whooshing against the fog. His black hair was not tangled in the wind, and his stern face was as tight as a crack. The tip of the sword was on the ground to stabilize the formation, but the stone cracked under his feet, the roots are infinitely regenerated, and the black mist locks the spirit. If the team's firepower cannot be suppressed, there will be a dead end. His eyes were rare. Gloomy, inner calculation collapsed, young sword god, but this king. The scale of the sacrifice to a giant beast, the sword cuts off the roots and explodes. There is no way to escape, and there is no way to save it. There is a boom, boom, boom at the end of the passage, the roots of the stone wall vines grow like blood, and the giant shadow opens the abyss, the shadow root demon king appears. The 10-meter-long body is like a rotten ancient tree fused with black mist and blood tumors. Its roots are as thick as building pillars. Dong Dong tramples on the rock plate. The shock wave buzzes straight through the meridians. Hundreds of arm whips dance like an ink dragon, and the head is swollen. The drops of black juice sizzled and melted the stone, the red eyes glared like blood moons, the roars of roar ah 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 were like thunder, and the fire was extinguished. The four of them flew together and hit the wall with bang bang, and the bloody mist hit their nostrils like boiling rotten meat soup. Su Wan threw the iron pot away with a boom, coughed and bent over. The whip is supersonic. The information is not false, destroy the team, brother. Muxue's green shield was completely shattered, and the hem of her skirt was torn to reveal her jade legs. She covered her chest and backed away, blackened root veins, this princess's bloodline resonance hurts. Gu Han slashed with his sword, but the fire was swallowed up by the black juice, and his arm was scorched black, regeneration speed, the sword is useless. Despair surged, the team knelt down and gasped, and the black mist eroded the meridians like fire burning the soul. Lin Fan wiped the bloodshot corners of his mouth and stood up. The blue and red vortex of the soul-eating knife was buzzing wildly. It was fused with the black mist essence of the wolf meat tree essence. The blade was pulsating like a coiled dragon. He was filled with joy, Shadow Root Demon King. The main ingredient of the green onion dish. The crisis is at the bottom, just in time to practice the thunderous onion blast, the team's comeback magic. Despair. This black root is as crisp as slices of green onions, let's see how I can quickly prepare the ultimate dish. Everyone shouted, Lin Fan is crazy, cooking on the battlefield. Here comes the Demon King's whip. After saying this, the whip swept the hall with, stone chips popped like rain, Lin Fan flashed, swish, the ancestral pot and cauldron in his left hand, hooted, to create thunder and fire, and the sword in his right hand whirled with lightning and, buzzed, and the battlefield was cut quickly. He first pounced on the remains of the cubs and the scorched meat of the tree demon, puff, puff. The thin slices were piled up like snow, and the sweet smell of burnt blood rushed into his brain. Then he flashed the shadow of a whip, and the tip of the knife hooked through the channel and broke 7 onion-shaped vine roots. Move the pot to the side, pour in the remaining juice of the Warcraft steak, holy tree dew and black mist essence and it will boil. The golden and blue lightning interweaves and, boom. Scallions are stir-fried into the pot and, pop, pop, pop. The hall is filled with the sound of thunder. The aroma is like an electric storm sweeping across, the thunder and green onions are ready for the Warcraft. Each piece of green onion explodes with purple thunder patterns, and you take a bite of the thunder fire burning sutra. Its attributes are all exploded, speed, sword, chi, arrow, speed, cooking power are doubled, and you have 100 dark resistance. Come on, the ultimate dish. All attributes take off. Lin Fan was the first to throw Gu Han away, but he caught it with a cold face. When he chewed it, it exploded with a click. Thunder fire rushed down his throat, and the sword energy, buzzed, tripled. His black hair flew up and his eyes were like lightning, thunder sword. The root system is specially broken. His heart was trembling, the flesh is like thunder, the legs are like wind, the sword is reborn. The boy is a god. Su Wan's apricot eyes were watery and she took the second piece. Gulu swallowed the ponytail and the lightning was entangled, and the iron pot buzzed and spun like a frisbee, thunder pot stir-fry up. My brother is a genius, instant kill with sticky juice. She was ecstatic in her heart, benefit upgrade, the battle chef queen is born. I love the boss's quick production. Muxue hummed proudly but her hands shook, and she bit her lips and said, wow, her green eyes exploded with lightning, and she summoned the cane. The purple lightning arrow rain, boom boom boom, purifying thunder attribute, the black mist evaporates. Lin Fan, you make this princess, electric heart itch. My heart is filled with sweetness, the green onions are exploding, smoothing the lips and burning the soul, the bad guy feeds indirect benefits, Su Wan, don't steal them all. The bond of lightning is deep. Team comeback. Gu Han's fire and thunder sword energy rushed forward, the sword light was like an electric dragon drilling into the ground and, booming, cutting off the demon king's hundreds of feet, cracking, the black juice spurting, puff and scorching, he shouted coldly, 70% of the roots are broken. The tail flicked and laughed, the sticky roots are stir-fried, the information is over. Brother, look at my magic skill, Muxue's green robes flashed with thunder, and the cane's purple lightning purifying arrows washed away the black mist with swish, 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 and the dark root veins sizzled with white smoke. She blushed arrogantly, my purification is fully activated, and the roots of the sacred tree are protected. Inwardly excited, Team Thunder attack, heartbeat synchronized with Lin Fan. Girly electric current, so shameful. The demon king roared, roar ah ah, his head was swollen and his red eyes dripped juice, zizi, the remaining giant whipped, whoosh, wildly, the hall collapsed, boom, stone rain hit the team with, pop bang, Su Wan blocked the pot and almost broke it, whip speed up, brother is on top. Muxue blocked half of the rain of arrows but gasped, the black juice invades the spirit, I can't hold on. Gu Han's sword slashed at the root but was wrapped around his arms by the backfired black mist. He twisted his face coldly, the core is hard and cannot be broken. Despair reappeared, and the black mist surged like a tide, forcing everyone to retreat. The runes above the demon king's head flashed, buzzing, and Lu Ting's sinister smile echoed, Jia Jia, chopper boy, thunder and vegetables are useless. Shadow roots are immortal, and the holy tree is dedicated to me. Lin Fan laughed, the soul-eating knife merged with the green onion blasting thunder and, buzzing, to spin, the three-color vortex of blue, red and purple electricity was like a cooking magic weapon, stepping forward on the gravel, sand, his heart was burning, the core is like the heart of a green onion, 7 knives kill the head. Big. Kai wins. Team cover, jelly and slashes. He flashes the whip with a swish, and spins under the demon king's head like a ghost. The first slash of the sword is, Kara, the vine on his left cheek is broken, and the green and black juice, fountains. Su Wan's explosive auxiliary attack, boom, Muxue's electric arrow keyhole, boom, and Gu Han's sword broke the root of his nose, clang. The second cut was, swish, and the right cheek exploded with, pop, and the devil shook his head and hissed, gah. The third chop, the eye socket was pierced with thunder, and the red eye exploded with juice and half of it was blinded. The thunderous fragrance in the hall was mixed with blood, causing the wall vines to break into pieces. For the fourth slash, Lin Fan leaped into the air and spun around with a buzz, the arc of the sword slashed his forehead with a crack, and the runes shattered into light and pop. The demon king's whip swept around, hoo-hoo, but was nailed to the ground by Gu Han's lay sword, boom, Su Wan poured oil into the pot to soften the core, zila, and Muxue purified the lock spirit, buzz. The fifth chop, the bridge of the nose was broken, the black mist came back to bite Lin Fan, but the knife sucked him, gulu. The sixth cut, the mouth and teeth collapsed and the roar broke into anger. Everyone stared, and Su Wan's small mouth made an O shape, brother's seven-sword style. The core of the spinning god is exposed. Muxue's green eyes were moist and trembling. There are no flaws in the continuous cuts. This princess's heart is broken and her heart is flying. It's too fierce, I envy Su Wan's closeness. Gu Han's eyes flashed with lightning, and his cold face cracked. The combination of swords and swords is not enough. He was shocked in his heart. 7 swords are like a dish, the team god. Suddenly, Jie 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 laughed sinisterly from deep in the lair, and Lu Ting's voice rolled like thunder, "Knife boy, break my small formation. The source of immortality is close, the giant beast has finished its sacrifice. I summoned the Shadow Root Demon King, the roots of the sacred tree are shattered, come and die." The black mist surged, Gulu, again, the earth shook, boom, the giant shadow roared, and the runes flashed red again. The 4 of them stood together, the soul-eating knife buzzed, and Lin Fan laughed, "Here it comes. The final cooking battle." Su Wan tightened her grip on the pot, Muxue held her staff, Gu Han's sword came out, and the crisis escalated. The team collapsed, and Su Wan was the first to throw herself into Lin Fan's arms and hug her wildly, "Brother, 7 headshots. The god of thunder and scallions plus god of swords, I love you so much." The ponytail swept his cheek, and the sweet juice from the corners of his lips rubbed close to him. Muxue's green eyes flashed with tears, her arrogance collapsed, and her arms wrapped around her waist. The bad guy wins. I want to hug you, and the feeding benefits are doubled. Her lips were close to her ear, her breath was as hot as electricity, and her heart was filled with sweetness. The moment of hug, her heart thundered. Su Wan let go, Monopoly. Gu Han put away his sword, rarely patted Lin Fan on the shoulder, and curled up the corner of his mouth, "Clean wins. Team, home." Warmth in her heart, Thunder Sword is reborn, bonding iron. The final 7th cut. The 3 powers of Lin Fan's sword were buzzing and extremely explosive. The whirlpool of purple electricity pierced the core, whoosh. The Demon King's head exploded, bang, and black and green juice poured down like rain, puff puff. Lu Ting's roar echoed, "Boy. I will take the source of eternal life again. The core's sacred tree, wait for my army." The black mist rolled up, and he escaped, dropping a blood-red crystal stone, ding, on the ground, a clue map, pointing to the core sacred tree of the forest, and the red light flashed, buzzing. Suddenly, Muxue's cane felt, buzzing, her green eyes suddenly darkened, and she took out the elf badge from her arms, the silver vine leaf sapphire flash, which automatically flew to Lin Fan's chest and embedded it with a ding. The lightning flash recognized, chosen guardian. Blessed by the power of the holy tree, the sword is eternal. Lin Fan touched the badge and laughed, "Get the legendary badge." The team's great time. Everyone hugged passionately, the fragrance of sweat and meat was mixed, and the laughter, haha, echoed in the ruins. The black mist was as sticky as ink and rolled, and deep in the passage there was a low, gurgling sound, as if countless rotting hearts were pulsing. The 4 of them stepped on the gravel, crocking, and pushed forward through the fog side by side. The magic map's red light buzzed wildly, reflecting the pulsation of the silver vine leaf sapphire of the elf badge on Lin Fan's chest. However, it could not suppress the muffled thunderous roar, rumbling, coming from the direction of the holy tree in the distance. The Black Shadow army roared like a tidal wave of "Oh! Oh!" There are ghosts crying and wolves howling in the mist, and Lu Ting's army reports that there are thousands of black beasts. Is the village still there? I just won Lei Tsong, and the welfare warm-up is not enough. This dark tide, the whole village is wiped out. Her almond-shaped eyes were moist and trembling, and the iron pot hugged Lin Fan's arms, and her heart was panicking. The sticky juice hugs Gang Tian, and now the black mist swallows the soul. Brother Sword God, hold on, don't let Su Wan become a lonely cook. Muxue's green eyes reflected red light, the cane buzzed to summon a weak green light but was swallowed by the fog, sizzling. Her arrogant face was rarely pale, her skirt was torn and her legs were shaking slightly. The sacred tree is pulsing and weak. The black shadow has surrounded the village, and the villagers' purification technique is ineffective. Intelligence, Lu Ting's sacrificial technique corrupted the roots, and the forest died overnight. She held Lin Fan's sleeve with her jade hand, her lips broke, and her heart was filled with sourness like black juice. The bad guy's badge is hot to the heart, and she just hugged Lei Tian, this army. If the village is destroyed, my princess's bloodline is broken. I envy Su Wan's close proximity, and I'm so afraid of the black beast chewing your handsome face. Gu Han's long sword screamed, Chang, the fire and thunder sword energy, whispered, to force away the mist. His black hair was messy and his cold face was ashen, and he stepped heavily on the cracked stone. Pan, Ka, the reconnaissance path is cut off, and the black army blocks it. The village is half extinguished, and it's a dead end. His eyes were as gloomy as fog, and his inner calculation collapsed. Thunder Sword was reborn, but encountered the Eternal Legion. The team couldn't hold it, and had no way to retreat. There was a boom at the end of the passage, and the vine door at the entrance of the village shattered like paper. The elf villagers screamed, ah, in the black mist, and sporadic shadow beasts such as rotten dogs jumped out with ouch. Their minions dripped black juice and sizzled into the ground, and the red-eyed blood moon glared. Lin Fan's three-color whirlpool of the soul-eating knife buzzed slightly, and the chest emblem flashed with thunder. He was secretly happy but fearful in his heart. Black Army outpost. The green onion exploded to uplift the whole village, stabilize the formation first. But everyone retreated. Su Wanguo blocked a clang, black juice splashed on her arm and hissed, in pain. Her legs went weak and she screamed, the poisonous mist burns menstruation. Brother, the village is on the verge of destruction. Muxue's green shield shattered and the villagers fell to the ground. The twitching black veins suddenly grew, and he desperately cried, human help, the holy tree is black. Gu Han's sword slashed the shadow dog, but the fire thunder was fully replenished by the regenerated roots. Gudu, the black spots on the arm spread, and the cold voice broke, the number is infinite, can't suppress it. The black mist pressed like a city collapsing, the village fire crackled to extinguish, the putrid smell hit the nostrils like a tomb opening. The team knelt down and gasped, and the crisis was like the buckle of an iron barrel. Lin Fan wiped the blood and stood up. The badge was hot and the knife buzzed, and he laughed to cover up his depression, despair. Brother, upgrade to the second level of thunder and green onion. Su Wan, cook a pot for the whole village immediately. Su Wan's eyes widened and her ponytail trembled, the whole village on the battlefield. Brother is crazy. Black beasts are surrounding the village. But her legs were weak and she threw herself, and the iron pot whooshed to make thunder and fire. The villagers stared and trembled, human cooking, welfare before death. Lin Fan's sword flashed. The electric whirl, swish, short flashing shadow claws, hooking the remaining roots of the thunder onions and the burnt flesh of the shadow dog at the edge of the village. Kara kara. The thin crispy green slices piled into the basin, the juice, Zila, sprayed with the fragrance of thunder, teleporting the cauldron, pouring the holy tree to the essence of the black mist, the demonic blood, boils, the green onions explode, the purple thunder storm sweeps through the village, the rotten odor retreats instantly, and the golden and blue thunder fragrance washes away the soul like lightning rain. The thunderous green onions burst into the magical beast soup. Each bowl flashes purple lines, sniffs the crispy blood and rushes into the brain, drinks a sip and the meridians explode, the darkness resistance is doubled, and the village's combat power takes off at the third level. The first bowl was thrown at the village elder, and he caught it with trembling hands. After a sip of gulu, the thunder fire rushed over his body, his green eyes exploded with lightning and his skin was pulsating with thunder. The cane summoned the green shield and buzzed the whole village. Heaven, the thunder soup is reborn. The black beast retreats. His heart trembled, the human sword god, the village is reborn. Su Wan drank the second bowl by herself, the ponytail thunder wrapped around her apron and bulged, the iron pot spun like a thunder disk, up. My brother is a genius, the whole village's slime army. She was filled with ecstasy and fear. Welfare show, Su Wan takes the lead. Muxue took the bowl with a haughty smile, her green eyes flashed with lightning, and her blood resonated with Lei Jing. The whole village is purified of thunder. The princess approves. She was filled with joy and excitement. The bad guy feeds the whole village, indirect welfare. Su Wan, don't take it all. Drinking, the sword energy surged 4 times, and the black hair flew with lightning. The village formation is stable. Reconnaissance. The villagers widened their eyes and worshipped with trembling voices. The sword saint has arrived. The black mist evaporates. Scattered shadow beasts rushed at them, and the village vines, arrows and thunder swords swish, bang, bang, easily exploded. Pop, the black juice evaporated, and the village fire reignited. Crack, but the red light of the sacred tree in the distance became more urgent, buzzing, and the oppression did not dissipate. Resting in the village square, the bonfire was filled with thunder and fragrance. Muxue spread out the blood-red spar map. His green eyes scanned the crowd solemnly, and his voice was as low as the fog. Lu Ting's conspiracy. The spar rune interpretation. He stole the eternal heart of the holy tree, sacrificed it to fuse with the dark army, and destroyed the forest buildings. Eternal Empire. Information. The core altar summoned the ultimate Shadow Emperor, and the entire forest was turned black. The elf bloodline was completely destroyed. The villagers' faces turned pale when they heard this, and the elders knelt down with weak legs. Princess, the country is perishing. Su Shuiyu held the crystal tightly in her hands, and the black juice left behind. Burning palm, she felt sour in her heart. Bad guy, the holy tree is my life, this empire, if you can't stop it, the princess will be heartbroken. Su Wan's ponytail was lowered, her almond-shaped eyes were foggy. The old demon is so ambitious that he can devour the sky, and my brother has a thunderous army. Gu Honlian's eyes were gloomy. 3 paths, 2 black seals, only the middle path is Scorpion Valley. Scout me. Lin Fan touched the emblem and laughed to cover up. Prepare for battle. But the map's red light pulsed like a heartbeat. The black roar was approaching, and the vine wall beside the village cracked, and the depression was like a black cloud hanging low. Gu Han broke into the Scorpion Valley alone, his long sword whirred with thunder and fire. The rotten wind in the valley hit his face with a whiff. The scorpion beasts crawled on the rocks in the black mist, and the pliers like sickles pinched the air with an explosive sound. Suddenly, the giant shadow swooped, and the mini-boss, the iron-armored Scorpion King, appeared, a 5-meter black carapace dripping with poisonous lava. The tail hook flashed with thunder but was black and rotten. The thick pillar of the claw arm smashed the grain plate into pieces with a dong-dong. The red hook glared at Gu Han, and roared, hiss, like the acid wind exploding his ears. Gu Han's sword slashed with a clang, but the fire and thunder slipped the armor with a pft. The poisonous mist penetrated the black spots on his arms and exploded with pain. He knelt down with a cold face and twisted. The armor is flawless, the poison burns the soul. Retribution. Heartbroken, the scorpion core is stronger than the root. The team is useless. When Lin Fan heard the news, he rushed with his sword. Whoosh, the thunder of the badge led the soul-devouring sword to buzz buzz, and the 3 colors swirled wildly, and the short hook tail flashed. Swoosh. Everyone rushed to stare. Su Wan screamed, brother. The Scorpion King's information. The poisonous hook melts the bones with one blow. Muxue's green eyes trembled. Gu Han was poisoned. Gr. The main purification is slow. The villagers watched from a distance with weak legs. The chosen one is also dead in the valley. Lin Fan secretly rejoiced. Scorpion claws are the main material for brittle armor. Detoxifying shrimps are made quickly. He made the first chop with the spinning knife. The left claw broke, and the green and black poisonous juice, puff, sounded like a shrimp shell. The Scorpion King's hook is drawn wildly. Whoosh, Lin Fan dodges. Whoosh, the knife hooks the armor and peels off thin slices. Papa, the crystal poisonous meat is piled on the plate, and the sour and spicy smell hits the brain. The thunder fire of the instant pot is gudu. The remaining scorpion meat is fried with sacred tree dew and green onions, pa, and the purple thunder detoxification shrimp explodes. Each piece flashes green thunder, and when you take a bite, it burns with poison and purifies itself. Its resistance is off the charts. The first piece was thrown at Gu Han, and he chewed it with a cold face. The black spots disappeared, and the sword energy was rekindled, and he stood up with eyes flashing. Detoxify, the sword returns. He was shocked in his heart. The kid's knife chops like peeling shrimps, the shrimps burst into life. God. Su Wan took the second one, flicking her ponytail and smiling. Brother, chop with pliers, benefit. Su Wan pot up to detoxify. Muxue a bit down and her green eyes were moist. The shrimp explodes with poison. The bad guys are coming. The villagers stared at it from afar and shouted, Scorpion King chops the shrimp. The whole valley is fragrant with thunder. The Scorpion King hooked up and chopped it with 7 swords. The team was relieved, but Gu Hanjin whispered at the end of the path, the altar. The red light shot into the sky. Late at night, the hot spring service at the back of the village is taking a break. The mist is steaming, hissing. The hot water is filled with thunderous fragrance. Lin Fan's pool badge is flashing. Su Wan lively breaks into the apron with her half-wet curves exposed. Her ponytail is splashed, pop. Her almond-shaped eyes are blinking and teasing. Brother chops the scorpion with 7 swords for welfare. Su Wan rubs his back and massages with sticky juice hot blood. The kitchen is heating up. She rubbed her back with her little hands, and the fragrant sweat dripped into the pool, and she was excited in her heart. Exclusive hot spring benefits. Muxue Fox comes to snatch it. My brother is so strong, I love it. Muxue's green robe was slightly exposed, her jade shoulders were exposed. She stepped shyly by the pool, her green eyes glanced at Lin Fan's chest badge, and haughtily said, I am purifying the holy water. Bad guy, don't look at it. But she slipped and fell into her arms, her lips touching her cheeks with a hot message. Wow. Sliding in. She blushed and felt embarrassed inside. The hot spring bath is so smooth and her heart is itching. Su Wan is rubbing her sore back, and she has the bad guy's muscles exclusively. The girl's current, envy and stickiness. Gu Hanqi is standing outside, looking at the fog with cold eyes. Short break, black, shout close. The villagers looked at the soup from afar and whispered, Princess is clingy. The benefits of the chosen one are depressing and sweet. The laughter was mixed with the hot spring, gudu, but the red light on the map flashed, buzzing, the distant holy tree muffled the thunder, boom, and the black shadow roared, woo, like the god of death knocking on the door, and the depression filled the air. At dawn, Gu Han's sword pointed at the end of the valley, altar. Everyone was approaching. The stone altar towered in the center of the black mist. Lu Ting's blood robe stood tall. The rune, buzz, turned wildly and red light swallowed the sky. The black root, gudu, on the ground suddenly grew and merged with the corpse of the shadow beast. The summoning ceremony whispered, buzz. The rotten blood in the air surged like a boiling oil pot. The far black army roared and gathered, boom. And the holy tree's dark veins broke, kaka. Muxue's green eyes turned pale and trembled. The ceremony is 80%. The Shadow Emperor descends. Everyone is dead. Su Wan hugged Lin Fan with her legs weakly. Brother, hold on until the end of the battle. Gu Han tightened his sword. Seal the road. Lin Fan's eyes turned sharply with his sword, and he felt pressure in his heart. Altar battle. Black mist pressed over the city, and the crisis was like a knife hanging from the neck. The black mist wrapped around the altar like thousands of ants gnawing at the bones. Cracks spread on the stone plate, and the red runes pulsed like the heart of a giant beast beating wildly. The smell of rotten blood in the air was like a tomb being opened. It choked Su Wan and whipped her ponytail. Her little face turned pale and her almond-shaped eyes were filled with water mist. Brother, the ceremony is 80%, the Shadow Emperor is staring at the whole forest with red eyes. The black dog guard said, Ao, lo, whore, sneak in. All destroyed. She hugged Lin Fan's arms tightly. her legs were weak and trembling, and her heart was filled with panic. Scorpion Valley is just sweet, and now the altar is swallowed by black juice. Brother Sword God is holding it back, Su Wan's sticky juice is benefiting. Muxue's green eyes reflected red light, but the green cane was dimmed by the fog, her arrogant face was unusually distorted, and her skirt was torn and her legs were crushed to pieces. Li, the feeling of the princess's bloodline, the heart of immortality was stolen. The moment the Shadow Emperor came, the roots of the forest turned black forever. She pinched Lin Fan's sleeve with her jade hands, and her lips broke, her heart was as sour as boiling black juice. The bad guy badge is hot, the hot spring is just itchy, this final battle. If the holy tree dies, I will crush your handsome face and bite it in black, so afraid that my dream of monopolizing it will be shattered. I envy Su Wangwa's sticky near. Gu Han's long sword whistled, clang, the fire and thunder sword energy whispered, to test the mist, his black hair was ruffled and his cold face was ashen, and he stepped heavily on the rock and, click, there are hundreds of guard dogs, and the fangs are regenerated. The road is blocked, dead end. His eyes were gloomy and his inner calculation collapsed, the shrimp burst into life, but met the iron barrel of the ceremony. The team can't hold on. Lin Fan's three-color vortex of the soul-eating knife buzzed slightly, the silver vine leaf sapphire on the chest emblem rushed through the body like thunder, and the red light of the magic map buzzed wildly to guide the path on the flank of the altar. He was secretly happy in his heart and despaired, the ceremony is 80% overwhelming. Goulet's onion shrimp exploded the whole team, and the scorpion claws were as crisp as shrimp shells. This black dog. The main ingredient is frost vegetable and fruit salad. First, suppress the dog pack and attack with ice arrows. The intelligence teases the old demon kitchen waste, and the micro-reversal altar is destroyed. War preparation. He wiped the blood with a low smile and stood firm. His sword flashed with lightning and flashed the mist silk, and he patted Gu Han's shoulder with his big hand. The cold sword guard blocked the road, the princess's ice arrow led the dog, and Su Wan's pot assisted the salad, sneaked into the small altar to destroy the runes, and the information was obtained to ridicule the useless cook. Everyone was stunned, Su Wan's almond-shaped eyes widened and trembled, brother is crazy, canine teeth melt into bones. Muxue hummed arrogantly, her face reddening, is this Princess Ice Arrow, the bad guy instigating me? Gu Hanin's eyes flashed and nodded, the plan is done. The black dog's red eyes locked, AO, the hook claws clicked in the fog, and the fangs dripped black juice and sizzled to melt the stone like wax, and the crisis was like an iron net closing its neck. The team lurked on the side path, and the sticky black mist bound their feet with gudu. Gu Han's long sword of thunder and fire behind the palace cut through the fog with huhu, and the fire and thunder sword energy forced the dog's shadow back with ft. His cold face was ashen and his heart was crushed. Little the child is a master of layout, and the shrimps are flawless after being exploded. Suddenly the group of dogs pounced, oh, 20 rotten dogs' hooks and claws like scythes smashed into the ground and splashed gravel. The red-eyed blood moon glared at the poisonous mist, hissed, and exploded in the acid wind. Muxue's cane buzzed and summoned ice arrows, swish, her green eyes were lightning and she hummed arrogantly, ice is pure and black. The arrows rained down and regenerated, gudu, the canine teeth bit close to the hem of her skirt and, click, her jade legs were exposed and she screamed with fear in her heart, bad guy, Princess Bingwei, monopolizes the pieces. Su Wan's iron pot blocked her claws, and the black juice splashed on her arms and her arms were hissing, and her legs were weak. Where the inner game suddenly changes, to strengthen the ice arrow, you need salad, chop the dog and vegetables first, suppress the dog and surround the salad with ice blast. His badge's thunder blade is whirling wildly, buzz buzz, the dwarf hook fong flashes, swish, and the first sword is, kara, dog the first thin slices are peeled like crispy vegetables, and the hot and sour fountain of green and black rotten vegetable juice, hits the brain. The mist-condensed frozen vegetable roots and dog meat are piled in the pot, kara, in an instant, and the thin green and crispy slices are piled on the plate. Su Wan's apricot eyes lit up and she rushed towards her. She flicked her ponytail and shook the iron pot to make a thunderous fire. Inject the holy tree dew, scallions and scorpion blossoms and the remaining juice boiled. She smiled lively and was excited in her heart. Brother chops dogs and vegetables for welfare, Su Wan's assistant is charming. Up. Sticky juice assists, don't grab Muxue's ice arrows. She mixes the meat and vegetables with her little hands and rolls them. The thunderstorm of purple and green ice sweeps across the path, and the rancid and instantly frozen golden and blue ice fragrance washes away the soul like frost rain. The frosty vegetable and fruit salad is made. Each plate is sparkling with ice patterns, you can see crispy vegetables and dog meat jelly with purple thunder, smell the sour and spicy ice sweetness that melts your brain, take a mouthful of meridians and burn the ice to purify yourself. The ice arrows are strengthened and doubled, the dark freezing anti-explosion table. Lin Fan threw Muxue at the first game, her green eyes widened and her jade hands trembled to catch it, her proud face collapsed and her cherry lips pursed with a click, ice thunder and blood-green eyes flashed with frost, and the cane summoned ice arrows soaring, swish swish swish, like a frost dragon roaring. Heaven, salad ice is reborn. Dogs are frozen. The sweet ice in her heart exploded. The bad guy feeds the princess with a vegetable plate, in the meantime receive the welfare hot slip, Su Wan mixes the sticky acid. The exclusive ice-itching girl's electricity. Gu Hanin received the second set of chewing, click, the black-haired frost wrapped the sword with 4 times the ice thunder, and the rear dog slashed with puff and pop, keep away, the guard is stable. The heart was filled with cold shock and ecstasy. The sword chops the vegetable god, the salad ice sword is integrated, the family is invincible. Su Wan mixed the third plate of her own food and took a big mouthful. Her ponytail ice wrapped around her apron was bulging, and the iron pot was spinning like frost. Her almond-shaped eyes were moist and she smiled, up and up. My brother is a dog and vegetable genius, and Su Wan's charm is all over the pot. She was filled with ecstasy and fear in her heart. Assistant upgraded, hot spring rub behind the back with benefits and smoothies, I love it so much, juice competition Muxue sliding. The dogs attack again with AOAO, Lin Fan continues to chop with 7 knives, Pu Chi, the vegetable and meat rain, Pu Chi freezes the mountain, Muxue's ice arrow strengthens, swish boom, the frost dragon penetrates the dog group with pat pa pa and explodes the black juice steamed ice. And the path of thunder ice fragrance cover is rotten, easily destroying, boom. The villagers from afar widened their eyes and worshipped, trembling with soft legs, the magic skill of salad ice arrows. The black dog chops the vegetables crisply, the perfect choice. Gu Hanin scanned the path and whispered, the small altar is near. The team advanced forward with relief, the red veins of the towering runes on the stone altar in the black mist were buzzing, and the rotten roots of the shadow of the dog were pulsing. Lin Fan's knife spin inner game continues, the small altar's rune weakness, the badge's fever and dark spells, Lu Ting sacrificed the waste kitchen, stealing the heart without seasoning, mocking the chaos of the heart and slightly rebellious. The plan was to destroy the altar to obtain information, and the sacrifice attracted trouble in person. His dwarf root claws, swoosh, his knife chops runestones, kara, and his red light shatters with pop, explosive intelligence crystals are scattered on the map. Red light interpretation, dark spell, Shadow King fuses the black roots of the sacred heart, double attack of weak ice and thunder, Lu Ting's blood sacrifice protects himself without resistance. Su Wan's eyes widened as she read the book, the old magic spell leaks ice thunder. Brother is ridiculing. Muxue's green eyes flashed, Princess's ice purifies the eternal heart. Gu Han pointed with his sword, double-click ready. Lin Fan laughed and pointed the emblem knife at the heart of the altar, and the sound was like thunder, Lu Ting wastes the kitchen. Stealing the sacred heart and offering sacrifices is not possible. Seasoned, the black root is as rotten vegetables, and the salad is crispy and chopped, your eternal empire will be turned into dregs. The information is obtained, get out and die. The taunt was like an ice arrow shooting into the mist, the red light of the Yuanda altar buzzed wildly, the rotten smell increased and the villagers trembled. The chosen one is complaining, the kitchen is ruined. The small altar shattered with a boom, and the red veins were broken. The energy wave swept back like a black tide and whooshed across the path. The stone plate cracked and flew, crack, and the fog pressure was like a mountain collapsing, and the team retreated. Lin Fan's heart was burning with pressure, and the climax of the game, micro-reverse information made fun of him. The ripple event exploded. Lu Ting came to the end of the battle in person. Stabilize the whole team, Ice Thunder salad up. Su Wan screamed and crossed her arms, the wave is crushed by the pot. Muxue's green shield of ice buzzed to block it and pop. The jade face is pale and the heart is frightened. The bad guy is mocking the gods. The princess will protect you with ice. Gu Han sealed the back with his sword, energy and ice thunder, and twisted his cold face. Come here in person, lock it. In the center of the altar, the blood robe flew. Wow. Lu Ting's blood-stained eyes burst into red and he locked Lin Fan with a sinister smile. The wind is jia jia, the runes are turning wildly, the shadow of the Shadow Emperor's red eyes is buzzing, the air is boiling like a frying pan, the black roar is gathering and booming, is shaking the sky, the sacred tree is muffled with booming, and the challenge is like the arrival of death, chopper bug. Steal my information and mock the cook. The Shadow Emperor swallows your flesh and blood, you are the scum of the Eternal Empire. The after-effects of the energy wave hushed, and the crisis of the collapse of the Black Mist City was once again, but the team's eyes flashed with lightning, and Lin Fan's sword whirled with joy. The old demon is here, Frost Salad is finally ready for battle. The reversal begins. The black mist was like a giant iron hammer that smashed all the way. The after-effects of the energy wave turned into rotten black vine whips that hissed at the stone plate, gravel rained down and exploded in the face, and the stinky black juice evaporated like a boiling oil pan, choking the lungs and piercing the brain. Su Wan flipped the iron pot's ponytail around and screamed with tears in her eyes, "Brother, I'm under pressure, the broken pot won't stick." Her calves were trembling and she hugged Lin Fan's arms, her apron was soaked and her curves were exposed, and her heart exploded with panic. Salad Bing, just sweet, now the black tide swallows the sky. Su Wan's assistant is cut off, and Muxue's dream is shattered. Muxue's green eyes are dim and the cane is cracked, the ice shield is broken, bloodshot and seeping through the skirt, the jade legs are shining, and the heart is sour and boiling like black juice. The bad guy mocks the gods to protect me. The princess's blood is weak, the sacred tree is broken and the crown is hot and slippery. She squeezed Lin Fan's sleeves tightly with her jade hands, and her arrogant face was twisted and fragile. Gu Han's long sword, the ice and thunder sword energy, whooshed, but was pulled back by the vine whip. Sparks exploded, black hair scattered, frost scattered, cold face turned green and cracked blood, inner heart calculated at the peak of collapse. Visiting the iron bucket in person, the Shadow Emperor devoured the family with red eyes. The god boy planned to resist. The blood light from the altar exploded, buzzing. Lu Ting's blood-robed hunter's gray face was twisted and his blood-stained eyes were locked. Lin Fan's sinister smile was like a rotten wind blowing his bones. Jia jia jia. The Shadow Emperor's phantom's red eyes were condensed like a blood moon. Boom, the muffled thunder was deafening, and the air was boiling with rotten blood. Gudu gudu. The fishy taste burned in my nose and lungs. The kitchen knife bug mocked me as a useless cook. Elite guards, tear the intelligence mouth to pieces. The Shadow Emperor swallows your flesh and blood, and the Eternal Empire has no scum. After that, the black mist surged and 12 elite warlocks appeared, and the robed shadow hunted the blood claw, Kaka, stretched like a hook and sickle. The red eyes locked onto the team's poisonous mist and sprayed, hiss, the rock-melting acid wind exploded, and the path was filled with putrid stench. The hooks and claws swung in unison and hit the ground with dong dong dong, cracking trenches like spider webs. The distant villagers turned around with their soft legs and worshipped, shouting and trembling in fear, "Elite Iron Guard, heaven select your partners and destroy them all." The Shadow King's Blood Moon Death Forest. The warlock roared and the buzz runes spun wildly. the blood vine whip attacked the team like a dragon, and Gu Han's sword blocked the Chang Chang, and took 3 steps back to spray out cold blood and rage in his heart. 12 iron hooks, the family is broken. Lin Fan's 3-color whirlpool of the soul-eating knife, buzz buzz, spins wildly, the silver vine leaf sapphire on the chest emblem heats up like thunder and the burning veins rush through the body, the magic map's red light flashes the weak point, the elite blood claw source holy tree blackroot, the shadow emperor's fusion heart is weak and the ice thunder double-clicks. He secretly rejoiced at the peak of his inner game, old demon came to pressure the elites in person. The ultimate holy light stake up the whole team. The heat of the badge attracted the black root beef crystals of the holy tree. Chop the elite hook as crisp as beef tenderloin. He suppressed the guards first and surrounded the stake. The holy light broke the shadow emperor's weak point. The risk is all destroy the spread, hold on to the third line and sacrifice the small elite to cause a big explosion. Lu Ting wisely mocked him for abandoning the blood sacrifice to protect himself and ended the battle with the big dish. Patting Su Wan on the shoulder, Guo Mei's fireball assists to attack the elite roots, Princess Ice purifies the blood vines, Gu Jian cuts the source of the hook, brother chops the holy cow quickly, invincible mode is on. Su Wan's almond-shaped eyes widened and her legs trembled, brother, the elite hook dissolves the bones, stake dream. Muxue's green eyes were high with lightning. Ao Hengyu blushed and said, the bad guy ordered the princess to cleanse her again. Gu Henin's eyes flashed with thunder and he nodded and raised his sword, mode ready. The elites buzzed and their bloody claws rushed together, the poisonous mist, sour and rotten, hissed, the burning air exploded, hook teeth dripped with black juice, melting armor like wax, and the dead end was like a blood net strangling the neck. The team battle broke out, and the sticky black mist, Gulu, entangled Gu Han's long sword and ice thunder behind the palace. Hu slashed the blood vines to clear the way. The fire and thunder sword energy forced the hook shadow to retreat. Puff, puff, the cold face was bloodshot and the heart was warm, the boy finally Ji Bushen, the master of stake mode is invincible. Suddenly the elite charged, buzz, the 6 warlocks' blood claws were like sickles, dong dong dong, smashed the gravel like cannons, splashed red eyes, blood locks, poisonous mist, hiss, hiss, sour wind blasted the nose and burned the lungs. Muxue's cane buzzed and summoned the frost dragon ice arrows, swish swish, the green-eyed frost arrogantly snorted, princess cleanses the dirty blood. The frost dragon was entangled in the blood vines and regenerated. Gurgling, gurgling, the hook and claws bit close to the skirt and clicked to tear the jade leg, exposing her body. She screamed with fear in her heart, the bad guy is ready, princess is pure and weak, possessing the exclusive ability to break hot and slippery. Su Wan's iron pot thunder fire injects, and smashes the hook claw, clang, black juice splashes on the arm, hiss, searing pain, soft legs, apron blackened, elite pressure pot melt, brother is awesome. Villager Yuanying trembles and his legs weaken, the chosen partner died in a bloody battle. The elite hook god there is no solution. Lin Fan's inner game raged, frost and fire pressure requires the holy cow, chop the elite hook cow first, suppress and encircle the holy light to be invincible. The 7-level emblem thunder knife is whirling, buzz 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 buzz, the short flashing blood fong, swish, the first sword is, kalala, the elite hook arm thin slice the skin is as clear as beef fillet, and the holy tree black root beef juice, is poured into the brain with the golden light of the holy tree. Su Wan's apricot eyes lit up, she jumped close to the ponytail fire and threw the iron pan, to light the holy fire, inject the holy tree dew, scallions, fried scorpion dog and vegetable juice, gudu, and boiled wildly. She laughed lively and felt happy in her heart, brother chops the holy cow welfare up. Su Wanhua's charming holy light, mu zubingjing, don't grab the sticky beef. She stirred the beef fillet into the boiling sauce with her little hands, and the golden holy light storm swept through the path, and the instant holy fragrance was like golden rain, the holy light steak was completed. Each plate is glittering with golden holy patterns, you can see the crispy meat of beef and the golden thunder saint, smell the spicy holy saint that melts the brain and burns the soul, a mouthful of meridians and golden saint burns the darkness and self-destructs, and the invincible mode turns on the fifth level of all attributes to explode the table, ice thunder, holy light, darkness and resistance to melting and destruction. Lin Fan tossed Muxue in the first round. Her green eyes were round and her jade hands were trembling. She caught the ball with her proud face and completely collapsed. She bit her cherry lips into pieces with a click, click, click. The golden saint's green eyes exploded with blood, and the holy frost light cane summoned the frost holy dragon. Swish, 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 like a divine dragon. Roaring, the fog dispersed. Oh my God, the holy cow princess is reborn invincible. The blood vine is clean. The sweet saint in her heart bursts with electric itch, the bad guy gold plate feeds the princess indirect benefits. Holy smooth heat, su wanhua mixed with sticky sour. Exclusively the holy itchy girl's divine love. Gu Henin took the second set and chewed, click, 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 the black-haired golden sword, ice and thunder, the holy light surged 6 times. The beheading hook, puff puff, and the holy explosion, pap pap pap, jingsheng, invincible lock. The cold shock in the heart is like a fire family, the knife chops the sacred cow, the stake sword combines to destroy the whole family. Su Wan mixed the third plate of her own and devoured, click, 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 click. The ponytail saint wrapped her apron and exploded the iron pot, spinning like a holy plate. Her almond-shaped eyes were filled with mist and she laughed wildly, the holy light exploded upwards. Brother, the genius of the holy cow, Su Wan, Queen Huafu's charm, is in full swing. The ecstasy in her heart was so overwhelming that she was afraid of being sticky with happiness. Assistant Xingsheng, hot spring rubbing holy cow welfare plus Jin Xiang, I love competition to the death. Mu Shuesheng slides. The elite rushes again with buzz, Lin Fan continues to chop with 7 swords, Kala pa 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 pa, holy nyo yu, puff puff puff, the golden plate piles up the mountain and the holy light rises to the sky, Mu Shueshuang's holy dragon pass elite explodes with blood juice and steams the saint, and the golden incense cover is putrid and kills 5 heads easily with boom boom boom. Su Wan's iron pot fireball holy thunder, ho ho pa pa pa, assisted the attack to explode the roots and, the rotten roots burned. The villagers widened their eyes from a distance and worshipped with soft legs, shouting and trembling, holy cow's invincible magical skills. Elite hook beef crispy chop is the holy choice. Gu cold eyes swept across the path and roared, guard remnant, main battle. The team's holy eyes flashed with golden lightning and pressed against the altar. In the black mist, Lu Ting's bloody robe trembled wildly, his pale face and bloody eyes locked onto Lin Fan in anger, holy cow insect? The clone elite tuner. Lin Fan's sword saint spins the inner game of holy burning, holy bull up the whole team, badge heat flow weakness shadow emperor void red eyes ice thunder holy 3 strikes. Laugh at the blood sacrifice to protect yourself, chop the clone to escape with severe damage. Short flash blood claw, swish swish, Gu Han's sword chi holy ice thunder, hu hu hu, violently charged and killed the 3 elites. The green light of the steaming holy saint revived, the green-eyed holy lightning smiled arrogantly, and the girl in her heart was itching, the power of the princess is reborn, and the bad guy feeds the god. Su Wan's fireball and holy thunder pot swirled pa 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 to assist in the explosion of the residual protection puff, the almond-eyed saint's bright ponytail flew in the heart is filled with happiness, Queen Huafu is up, brother holy ox fully yong. Lu Ting roared and the clone exploded, 3 blood shadows appeared, buzzing buzz, hook and claw locked Lin Fan, crack, the shadow emperor's virtual shadow's red eyes solidified and pressed against, boom, the rotten blood wind blasted his ears. Lin Fan laughed loudly at the 7-level holy spin of the sword, buzz 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 buzz, the heat flow of the badge attracted the weak point. The first sword, Kara, chopped off the clone's arm as crystal as beef tenderloin and the holy juice spurted out, the second sword hooked the black root beef of the holy tree and instantaneously made the side plate, Kara, the third sword swung Gu Han Muxue and Su Wanqing supplementary dish, Papa, the whole team's holy light exploded to the top of the 5th level again. The clone's blood shadow rushed, buzz, but was pierced by the holy sword. Pft, and the holy light imploded, boom. Lu Ting's blood robe was torn and blood sprayed out from his pale face. His face was distorted and his blood eyes were cracked with fear. His inner ambition collapsed. 3 strikes of the holy cow, weakness information is true. The blood sacrifice can't resist. He screamed and the rune-breaking Shadow Emperor dispersed. The holy cow destroys the elite. The old monster is seriously injured and escapes, the forest saint. Lin Fan pointed his knife at the rotten cow and chopped it into immortal slag. Go away, brother's sacred tree core equipment. The team's holy energy surged into the sky and the golden green, buzzed, fell to the ground. The heat flow rushed into the badge knife team, and the power of the 6th level holy ice thunder was invincible and eternal. The hearts were burning. Holy cow is against the sky, the family group god. The core of the holy tree suddenly, rumbling, and thunder exploded, the black roots withered like thousands of worms, gurgling, branches and leaves flew into grey light, the guardian beast of the boss demon tree awakened, the giant beast with vine teeth and red eyes, hooting, shook the sky, the rotten holy juice sprayed, puff, and burned the air with a spicy smell, the black claws smashed on the ground, thud, and cracked the forest path. The crisis reignited Lin Fan's sword saint's swirling eyes. We're locked in the inner joy game. New top, old demon escapes from the saint, tree beast. The ultimate dish, reversal of the sacred tree. Muxue's green-eyed saint feared sweet, bad guy, the bloodline of the demon tree beast princess, the final battle. Su Wan's almond-shaped eyes and round saint's sticky arms, brother, the holy cow meat is up. Gu Han raised his sword and said, homelocked boss. The villagers in the distance shivered and worshipped, the holy tree is reborn. The black mist and holy light interweave, and a new chapter of the bloody battle begins at dawn. The dull thunder with withered black roots, rumbling, is like the stampede of all beasts. The fountain of rotten holy juice in the direction of the core of the holy tree is, puffing, and the smell is burning to the sky. The giant shadow of the demon tree guardian beast appears with vine fangs and red eyes. Ow, roar, shatters the stone path. In the distance, the elf villagers' legs are weak and they kneel down and scream in the distance, trembling and turning pale, the demon tree beast awakens, the holy tree is dead. Heaven. Choose a partner and destroy all the black roots. The air is sticky and rotten, boiling like rotten meat, choking the lungs and stabbing the brain. The team's holy energy is just rising, but it is suppressed by the black wave. Su Wan's iron pot clicks, with trembling hands, almond-shaped eyes, ponytail, and holy gold. He hugs Lin Fan, his arms are soaked, his curves are exposed, and his heart bursts with panic. Holy cow, the beast presses the pot to pieces. Su Wan's fire assists the welfare, Mu Zubingjing monopolizes the holy tree, the hot and slippery dream is broken. Muxue's green-eyed holy frost is dull and the cane is, buzzing. Cracks crawl on her jade arms, bloodshot blood seeps through her skirt, and the snowy legs flash. Her heart is filled with sourness and sweetness, like rotten juice, the bad guy protects the sacred cow. The princess bloodline is awakened, and the holy tree crown is shattered and monopolized by itching and heat. She squeezed Lin to death with her jade hands. Fanxio's arrogant face was distorted and he screamed in a rare fragile voice, the bloodline of the demon tree beast is swallowed, the princess is weak. Gu Han's long sword, the holy ice thunder, was blocked by the black vine's remaining power. Lin Fan's soul-eating knife, 7-color holy whirlpool, buzz, wildly rotating chest emblem, silver vine leaf, sapphire, golden green heat, thunderous burning veins, fully opened magic map, red light bursting, core weakness, demon tree beast heart core fused with the eternal heart of the black-rooted holy tree, Lu Ting's blood-red spar sacrificed the remnant soul of the Shadow Emperor. His inner game was filled with joy and despair, the old monster escaped and the beast awakened. The fragments of the holy tree were golden and green, and the food was restored. The hot stream of the badge attracted the core beef crystals, and the thorny monsters were chopped as crisp as vegetables. The campfire welfare dinner raised the whole team's 7th level holy ice thunder and melted the beast cores. He Lu Ting used the self-protection blood sacrifice to make a final reversal. The dangerous beast swallowed the spread, and the third line sacrifice was made by the small vine, which caused the big explosion and laughed at the bull. The short body flashed the black vine, swish, and the sword light holy electric spin, buzz. He patted Su Wan on the shoulder and stood still with a low smile. The fragments of the pot girl's sacred tree are added to the scorpion. Explosive dog vegetable frost dew, research and development of the holy soup for restoration, chop the thorn chips and make it quickly, invincible. Gu Jian opens the way, the princess summons. Su Wan's apricot eyes were bright and her legs were weak and she stared, brother, the beast pressure, is the recovery soup dream up? Mu Xuelu the lightning in the eyes was arrogant and the jade face was red, the bad guy instigated the princess to feel the tree. Gu Henin's eyes flashed with holy thunder and he nodded and raised his sword, the road is locked. The black vine regenerated and poured out poisonous juice, sour rot and hissed, to dissolve the stone and explode the path. The crisis was like a black net strangling the dead end. The team holy sprint path exhausted, black fog sticky, gurgle, entangle feet Gu Han at the rear long sword holy ice thunder, hu, chop thorns open path fire thunder sword chi force back vine shadows, puff, cold face blood vessels inner heart warm shock wildly burn, boy big dish arrange god, recovery soup sword family invincible advance. Thorns maze suddenly appear, kaka, 10,000 thorns like spear forest red-eyed little monsters, zizizizi, rush out rotten thorn spray, hiss, acid wind explode nose burn lungs, black thorns together swing, dong, smash ground crack groove spider web dense, hooray wind rotten spicy choke throat like fire burn. Mu Shui vine staff, weng, summon holy frost dragon ice arrows, swoosh, green eyes stern holy frost proud sharp hum, princess sense tree call. Clean thorns. Frost dragon yet by red-eyed little monsters bite near, zizizi, black thorns entangle regenerate skirt hem, kacha, tear again jade legs snow white risk expose she scream inner heart fear sweet holy explode, bad guy recovery soup prepare. Princess sense weak exclusive broken hot slippery itch. Tree heart core pain. Su Wan iron pot holy thunder fire inject, ho, smash thorns, kenkengang, black juice splash arm, hiss, burn pain legs soft apron charred holy light drum explode, thorns press pot melt. Brother soup. Elf villagers distant shadow tremble roar legs soft worship turn fear, maze little monsters swallow path. Heaven selected holy group perish black thorns. Lin Fan inner heart struggle urgent holy burn. Frost fire press need recovery holy soup, first chop thorns crisp vegetables quick make, suppress array raise whole team invincible. Badge gold green hot flow lead knife 7 flows crazy spin, weng, dwarf flash black thorns, swoosh, first knife, caloralara, thorns crisp pieces peel like holy vegetables crystal clear, holy tree fragments gold green juice, puff, fountain holy fragrance sweet rush brain. Instant array edge fog condense holy tree black root vegetables remains and thorns crisp pile basin, caloracula, thin pieces gold holy pile plate, smell it holy. Ice thunder fragrance melt rotten spicy pounce nose like god rain wash soul. Su Wan almond eyes explode holy bright pounce near ponytail fire holy swing iron pot, hu, born holy fire inject holy tree fragments scallion explode scorpion flower dog vegetables ice frost dew excess juice, gudu, wildly boil tumble gold holy fog explode, lively laugh inner heart joyful happy holy explode, brother chop holy vegetables welfare up. Su Wan fire assist charm holy soup, Mu Shui sense tree don't rob sticky soup hot slippery. She small hand mix crisp pieces into rolling juice, papa, gold holy light storm sweep array rotten stench instantly turn holy ice fragrance like gold fog bathe world, recovery holy soup become. Each bowl flash gold holy pattern crystal clear thick pulp, view it vegetables crisp thorns gold thunder holy, smell it fragrant spicy holy ice melt brain wash soul, entrance one mouthful meridians gold holy ice thunder burn clean darkness self explode, recovery all attributes 7 level explode table holy ice thunder darkness resistance melt destroy add hold invincible perpetual. Lin Fan first bowl fling Muxue, she green eyes round stare jade hand tremble receive proud face completely collapse cherry lips bite broken, kacha gold holy run blood vessels green eyes explode holy frost light vine staff summon frost holy dragon, swoosh 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 swoosh, like god dragon roar shake array scatter, heaven ah. Holy soup princess bloodline sense tree newborn invincible. Heart core call. Inner heart sweet holy explode electricity itch flip surge girl love explode, bad guy gold bowl feed princess indirect welfare holy slippery hot itch, Su one fire mix sticky acid. Exclusive holy itch god love tree heart. Guhan cold receive second bowl big chew gudagadugadu, black hair holy gold entangle sword chi holy ice thunder 7 times violently increase open path chop thorns, puff puff puff, holy explode, papa array holy. Road invincible. Inner heart cold shock wildly burn like holy fire family, knife chop holy vegetables god skill, soup sword combine one family destroy array extinguish. Su one self mix third bowl wildly swallow gudagadugadu, ponytail holy entangle apron drum explode iron pot self spin like holy tripod almond eyes water fog moist laugh wildly, holy soup upward explode explode explode. Brother holy vegetables genius, Su one fire assist queen charm array full open. Inner heart wildly joy press fear happy sticky holy, assistant holy rise, campfire rub holy soup welfare add gold ice fragrance, love dead compete Muxue holy slippery. Little monsters zizizizi again rush, Lin Fan 7 knives continue chop, kala papa, holy vegetables rain, puff puff puff, gold bowl pile mountain holy ice rush sky, Muxue frost holy dragon penetrate little monsters, swoosh swoosh hong hong hong, explode shatter black juice steam holy, maze holy gold fragrance cover rotten stench easily slaughter group, hong 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 hong. Su one iron pot fireball holy thunder, hu papa, assist strike explode roots, pupupu, elf villagers distant stare big eyes legs soft worship wildly roar kneel ground tremble kowtow, holy soup invincible god skill. Thorns crisp vegetables chop array holy heaven selected. Princess sense tree road open. Guhan cold eyes sweep array exhausted low roar, path through, main front. Team holy eyes gold electricity flash force core, black fog middle demon tree beast vine teeth red eyes, auho, giant claw smash path, dong dong, rotten juice spray sky. Outside the passage, the red light of the magic map flashed sharply, and the core light of the holy tree suddenly dimmed and buzzed. The black shadow army was approaching with a boom, and the army of dark warlocks roared like a tide. Lin Fan's eyes flashed, Lu Ting's clue. The core holy tree, the next battle. The crisis reignited, and the 4 of them held weapons together and stepped into the depths of the black mist. Up. Boss. Lin Fan put the sword into its sheath, the 7-color holy whirlpool of the soul-eating knife hummed in the afterglow, and the silver vine leaves and sapphires of the elf badge on his chest were flowing like a warm sun melting into the veins. His handsome face was steaming with holy sweat, and his dark eyes were scanning the ashes with joy. The inner game was so exciting, fusion of rotten cow, chopped into crispy holy tree to save, badge heat flow up to the 8th level forever, blood red spar dropped intelligence dish, green field reputation, brothers legend is on. After a small aftermath, the whole team is replenished, Muxue monopolizes the sweet welfare, Su one is fiercely competitive, and Gu Jian's family is invincible. He picked up the blood-red spar left by Lu Ting with his big hand, and, pop, the spar's red glow dimmed and shattered, and the black mist dispersed, and a flood of information came to his mind. The Shadow Emperor's remnant soul army was dead, and the secret of the eternal heart of the holy tree was revealed. He smiled lowly and turned around, his face shining handsomely in the sunshine. Muxue's green eyes were full of tears, her jade arms were still wrapped around Lin Fan's neck, her snow legs were soft to her knees, her green skirt was soaked with juice, and her curves were exposed. Her proud face rarely collapsed into a sweet blush, her cherry lips trembled and the cane buzzed with the holy frost. The girl's inner love was electric and itchy, and it surged like a holy soup. The bad guy's holy knife struck 3 times to feed the princess tree heart. Hold your neck to exclusive benefits, itchy heat, Suwon is hot and sticky, don't grab it. The forest legend approves, the god loves blood. Pulse reborn. She pushed lightly with her jade hand but was reluctant to let go, and hummed as softly as a mosquito, bad guy, princess's bloodline tree is reborn, and the holy light shines on the green field forever. You, just the guardian of the kitchen knife. The green eyes dodge the electric frost, and the cheek is pressed against Lin Fan's shoulder. Suwon's apricot eyes are moist with holy water, the golden ponytail saint is twisting and swinging her apron, and the black curves are bulging. Her legs are soft and fluttering against Lin Fan's chest. The iron pot clicks and the embers of the holy fire crack. Her little hands are sticky and her arms are laughing wildly. She is happy in her heart. The sticky saint bursts and presses the competition, brother's ultimate big dish welfare up. Suwon's fire-assisted queen's holy soup sticky hug, Princess Muxue hugs her neck and grabs the heat. The campfire rubs her back for exclusive itch. Brother's holy sword skills are amazing, and Suwon's iron pot fire assistant is invincible. The soup is made quickly, and the celebration banquet is hot and delicious. She winked seductively with her almond-shaped eyes, and smelled the fragrance of Lin Fan's sweat mixed with the fragrance of the holy tree. Gu Han's long sword was inserted into the ground. The holy ice ring slowly dispersed. The black-haired holy gold was scattered, and his cold face was warmed by a low smile. The bloodshot eyes were wiped away with the holy thunder flashing in his heart. The family group was forever warm and warm. The boy's sword god struck the top of the layout with 3 strikes, the holy soup sword and the family are invincible. In the past, Iron the Blood Shadow Emperor escaped and was now locked up. Sharing family history, Green Field Eternal Reunion. He swept the ashes with cold eyes and nodded, aftermath is clear, the peak of the family reunification. The sword chi saint shook the forest lightly, and the villagers in the distance trembled and shouted, Gu's sword saint ice lock demon, Ling Shuai's family reunion god. The aftermath of the core of the holy tree suddenly rises, gurgling, the remaining veins of the black roots in the ground squirm, the red-eyed shadow of the thorn monster, squeaking, spits out rotten thorns and, hissing, the sour wind is slightly pungent and choking, the surrounding stone paths are covered with cracks and ditches, and the cobwebs are densely covered, and the sacred fragrance in the air is as spicy as rotten vegetables boiling. The elf villagers' legs were weak, and they screamed and knelt down in panic, their faces white and trembling. The black-rooted little monster, the sacred tree is reborn and swallows the remaining power. The chosen god's aftermath. Mu Shue's green eyes dimmed, her jade hands trembled, and the cane staff was weakly humming. The princess feels pain in the veins of the tree, the residual monster bites the roots. Suwon's iron pot trembled, her eyes widened, her legs folded softly and she folded her arms. Brother is still suppressed, Gua's sister's fire is broken. Gu Han raised the holy ice sword to seal the path, but the black thorns regenerated and withdrew with a click. His cold face was livid and his heart was slightly shaken, a small test of the aftermath of the family. I'm trying to make up for the soup. Lin Fan's inner game caused the saint to snicker and suppress his despair. The new monsters from the holy tree are as brittle as holy vegetables, the heat of the badge attracts blood and red crystals to unlock the information, the stumps are weak, ice and thunder, the holy chop is quick to clear, the big tonic soup is fused with the holy tree fragments, thorns, and the holy cow willow all belong to it. The 9th level explodes forever, the campfire celebrates to boost morale and laugh at the cow's body. His soul-devouring knife, buzz buzz, the 7-color holy vortex turned wildly and dodges, swish, patted Suwon on the shoulder with his big hand and smiled, fragments of Guame's sacred tree plus sacred beef tenderloin and green onions explode. Scorpion dog vegetable ice dew blood red crystal juice, developed a great tonic soup, I chopped the root into crispy slices and made it quickly, the peak was cleared. Su Wan's apricot eyes flashed, her ponytail flicked and her eyes widened, and her heart was filled with joy and sweetness. Brother, the great tonic dream benefits you. P. Queen Su Wanhuafu is so hot. Muxue's green eyes were arrogant, her face turned red, and her heart turned bitter. The bad guy instructs the princess to feel the tree, it's all about her. Gu Han's eyes opened with a thunderous nod, clear the lock. The remaining thorns, Gulu, regenerated, and the poisonous juice hissed and dissolved the stone. Lin Fan's sword light was whirled, buzzing, and the first knife was kalalala. The crispy roots were peeled off like a crystal pile of holy vegetables, and the golden-green holy juice came from the fountain. The holy incense was mixed with blood red to relieve the spicy, rushing to the brain and melting the soul. In an instant, the crispy pieces of black roots and vegetables on the edge of the monster were as thin as golden thunder holy slices, and the smell of holy ice, fire and thunder fragrant melted the rotten spicy fragrance and washed the world like a divine mist. The villagers stared at the distance and worshipped with weak legs, the magic skill of the holy knife to chop into crispy pieces. The aftermath of the chosen little monster vegetable slices is invincible. Su Wan rushed to the iron pot and, made a holy fire and injected the holy tree fragments into the holy tree fragments and exploded the sacred cow, willow, scorpion, Chinese dog and vegetable ice cream to reveal the blood-red crystal juice. Each bowl of glittering golden holy paste is thick and crystal clear, you can see the holy cow crisp thorns, golden thunder and purple holy, smell the spicy holy ice and blood red, melt the brain and wash the soul, enter the meridians of the 9th level holy fire, ice and thunder to burn and purify forever, all are explosive and dark and invincible. Lin Fan tossed the first bowl of Muxue, her green eyes widened and her jade hands trembled as she caught it, her proud face collapsed, her cherry lips biting, click, the golden saint's green eyes exploded with blood, the holy frost dragon, swish, roared and scattered, oh my god. Princess Dabu Tang is at the top of the tree, the peak is invincible. The legend is opened. The sweet itch in my heart bursts, the bad guy's golden bowl is hot and sticky, and Su Wan's fire is sour and sticky. The exclusive tree veins are reborn. Gu Henin takes the second bowl and chews, gudu, the 9th level sword energy holy ice thunder the surge of clear stabs, puff puff puff, and the holy blast, pap pa, aftermath. Jiasuo is invincible. Heart warms Jiran, the sword chops the divine soup and the sword merge into one, the past is iron-blooded and the present is eternal. Su Wan mixes her third bowl and devours, gudu, the ponytailed saint's apron exploded, the iron pot turned, and the almond-shaped eyes burst into mist and laughed wildly, big tonic, explosive upwards. Brother is a genius, Queen Su Wan's charm clears the place. The heart is ecstatic and happy, fire assistant is promoted to holy stick, benefits, Muxue hugs her neck, don't rush. Up. The campfire crackled and the sacred wood exploded with gold. Lin Fan, the swordsman, felt happy, it greatly boosted morale, the celebration interaction was sweet and lively, and the treasures collected forever, fame and status. Su Wan continued to cook gulu in the iron pot, and the fragrant mist filled the air. Sticky happiness burst, exclusively for the campfire, Muxue is sour. Muxue fell on her knees and jade legs, covered with green-eyed Xingdian and hummed, bad guy, the princess tells the legend of the forest, the eternal heart of the holy tree recognizes you as the guardian. She opened her lips slightly and told the ancient book, the ancestral spirit of the elves seals the shadow emperor, the sacred tree has veins connecting thousands of forests, the kitchen knife merges with the power of nature and is a rare choice. She touched Lin Fan's arm with her jade hand and felt an electric tingle in her heart, legendary exclusive hot slip, God loves forever. The villagers worshipped and shouted, the princess is the chosen one. God Lin Fan protects the green field. The mobs charged again with, Ji, Lin Fan continued to chop with 7 swords and, kra pa pa pa, shing vegetable rain, pu chi, with the golden bowl and the holy fire rising to the sky, Mu Shuashuang's holy dragon blasted with, whoosh boom boom, Su Wan's fireball holy thunder, hu pa pa pa, exploded the roots with puff pu, Gu Han's sword energy sealed the path with hu hu pu chi, and the core cleared the field easily with boom boom boom. The villagers knelt down from a distance, roared, trembled and burst into tears. The aftermath of the great tonic decoction is so refreshing. Lin Fan's team is the pinnacle of legend. The holy light became stronger, and the forest regained peace. Lin Fan laughed and collected the treasure. The badge rose to the 9th level, and the heat of the holy gemstone rose to gold, and the golden and green fruits of the holy tree were piled in basins to replenish the source forever. The villagers presented the vine crown as a legendary guardian, and his reputation was like the holy light shining on the continent. Trivial matters are quickly dealt with, the ashes are sprinkled with holy fertilizer, the remaining weapons are melted into holy tools, and the aroma of gudu at the celebration is soaring to the sky. Muxue leans on her shoulder and hums sweetly, Su Wan sticks to her chest and smiles charmingly, Gu Han smiles warmly, the team is as sweet and warm as honey, the holy glory is forever in the forest, and a new chapter of the legend of the green field is slowly opening. The campfire crackled and the golden sacred wood burst, and the new branches and leaves of the sacred tree rustled and sprinkled golden and green leaf juice like morning mist. The holy fragrance in the air was mixed with the aftertaste of the tonic soup, the golden sacred mist was rich and spicy, and the spicy fragrance of ice and thunder melted into the blood-red solution and hit the nose. The meridians that smelled were faintly hot and itchy forever, and the firelight reflected the holy light on all the faces. The elven villagers gathered around the green leaf altar, their silver hair fluttering and their vine robes soaked with holy juice. They knelt weakly on their knees, their pale faces contorted into fanatical worship, and their throats rolled and they roared like thunder in the forest, Lin Fan's chosen patron saint. The great tonic soup shines on the green fields, and the legend of the holy tree's immortality blooms. With tearful eyes, he held up the vine crown and screamed, "The chopper boy is powerful, the shadow emperor's soul is wiped out. The forest is reborn, and it is immortal." Lin Fan sat cross-legged by the campfire, the 7-color sacred vortex of the soul-eating knife across his knees humming in the afterglow. The golden vine badge on his chest was as hot as the warm sun melting into the veins. His handsome face reflected the firelight, making him look heroic. His dark eyes scanned the team's inner game, which was extremely exciting. The market laughed at the strong man for refusing the mission, and the elf messenger doubted the kitchen knife to save the holy tree. Brothers started from the first-level pepper wolf chop, blended the tree essence, black mist, onion, scorpion, dog, vegetable, holy cow, black root, elite hook crystal thorn crisp, 7 holy sword level 3 destroy the core. The 9th level permanent badge is piled with fruits, and the reputation and status are the legend of the green field. He picked up the fruit of the holy tree and took a bite of it. The golden green juice sprayed out the holy fragrance, went to the brain, melted into the soul, and was as crisp and sweet as divine honey. The villagers in the distance widened their eyes and screamed, "The patron saint eats the holy fruit. The 9th level of power shines, worship forever." The snow-white curves of Muxue's legs stick to Lin Fan's knees, her green skirt is soaked with holy juice and looming, her green eyes dodge the holy lightning, her arrogant face is red and collapsed, her cherry lips are slightly open and she hums the cane, Oum, the holy frost wraps around her neck, the girl's inner love is electric itching and is as hot as the holy soup. Su Wan rubs her back in the campfire and grabs the hot and sticky one. She touched Lin Fan's arm with her delicate hands but it was sticky. She smelled the fragrance of his sweat and the fragrance of the holy tree. The villagers shouted in worship, "Princess kneeling on the chosen god." The sweetness of the neck hugging the sweet green field. Muxue's ears exploded in red, her green eyes glared at Su Wan and she hummed arrogantly, "The fire's sticky girl, the princess talks about ancient books, and the villain listens to the secret of eternal life in the heart of the tree." Su Wan's golden ponytail is tangled and swaying, her apron is swaying, the blackened curves are bulging and the holy sweat is steaming, her legs are weak and Lin Fan's arms are clicking, and the embers of the holy fire are cracking, her hands are sticky to her chest, she is laughing wildly, her almond-shaped eyes are moist with the holy water, and her inner happiness is sticky. Sweet and sour. The new dish from the iron pot is Meng Yang's whole team. Brother's sacred fruit is crispy, and Su Wan continues to cook the ultimate guardian feast, sacred tree fruit, thorns, sacred vegetables, scallions, scorpion dog frost dew, blood-red crystal decoction, sacred beef tenderloin, invincible against the 10th level of darkness. She winked with her almond-shaped eyes and held the sacred drum close to sniff the scent of Lin Fan's holy incense mixed with sweat, and stirred the pot with slap, bang, bang, the golden holy mist exploded, and the spicy ice thunder shot to the sky. Gu Han's long sword was inserted into the ground. The holy ice ring, whispered, slowly dispersed and sealed the path. His black hair and holy gold were scattered, his cold face was warmed by a low smile, bloodshot eyes were wiped out, and the holy thunder flickered in his eyes. The family unity in his heart was forever warm and shocked to the top. The kid's market kitchen knife mocked the gods, 3 hits destroyed the Shadow Emperor and merged with the rotten cow core, and the holy soup sword united to lock the house. Shi Tieshue's dead soul Jin Yong opens a new daily life, and the family is invincible. He glanced at the crowd and nodded with a sword that shook the forest. The celebration is over, the peak of the family group. A new chapter begins. The villagers trembled and shouted, Gu Jian is cold and handsome, the god of the Xingbing family. Lin Fan's team will always be a legend. The core of the holy tree suddenly had an aftershock of gulu gulu, and the residual veins of the black roots in the ground squirmed slightly, black mist threads sprang out, and the red-eyed shadow of the thorn monster sprang out. The elf villagers' legs were weak, and they screamed and knelt down in panic, their faces turned pale and trembling, and they kowtowed, the black roots will eventually be destroyed. The sacred tree's reborn power cannot be swallowed up. The chosen god is overwhelming, and the green field will be in danger again. Muxue's green eyes were dull, her jade hands were shaking, her cane staff was weak, and her blood was aching. The princess felt the pain in the tree's veins. The Shadow Emperor the soul bites back. Su Wan's iron pot trembled, her eyes widened, her legs softened and she folded her arms. Brother is finally suppressed, Gua's sister Hua Fu can't be broken. Gu Han's sword raised the holy ice-sealed black thorn and regenerated, click-ka, and withdrew, his cold face and steely sword aura slightly retreated, and his heart was slightly shaken, the aftermath of the family's final test. The ultimate banquet log for the boy. Lin Fan's inner game holy burn steals a laugh and suppresses despair with a low roar. The holy tree is newly born and finally fragile like holy vegetables finally in pieces. The badge golden hot flow leads to blood-red crystal to solve information. Shadow Emperor's remnant soul black root weak ice thunder holy chop fast clear. Ultimate guardian banquet fuses holy tree fruit thorns holy beef willow scallion burst scorpion flower dog vegetables ice frost dew blood red crystal solution juice holy. Light steak black root elite hook crystal. All attributes tentier explode forever solid dark devour root resist invincible, campfire celebration raises mockery of Shadow Emperor's legacy. He devours spirit knife, buzz 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 buzz, 7-color holy vortex wildly rotates, dwarf's body flashes and stabs, whoosh whoosh whoosh, first knife, crack 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 crack, finally remnant root fragile pieces peel like golden holy vegetables crystalline piled in basins and mountains. Gold-green holy juice mixes blood-red solution spicy, puff puff. Fountain holy fragrance clips rotten excess spicy rushes brain melts soul washes world, in an instant, 100 remnant monster sides. Black root vegetables remnant fragile pieces thin like tentier holy pieces, smelling it holy ice fire thunder blood red fragrance melts Shadow Emperor's rotten spicy pounces nose divine fog burns clean. Villagers far stare eyes legs soft worship roar scream. Holy knife 100 chops finally remnant fragile divine skill. Shadow Emperor's remnant soul vegetables pieces heaven selected excess wave invincible universal shine. Su Wan pounces near iron pot, huff 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 huff, births 10 holy fires injects holy tree fruit scallion burst holy beef willow scorpion flower dog vegetables ice frost dew blood red crystal solution juice thorns fragile pieces, gurgle 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 gurgle. wildly boils golden holy fog storm sweeps core rotten excess instantly transforms tentier holy ice fire thunder blood red fragrance. Ultimate guardian banquet becomes. Each bowl flashes golden holy patterns thick crystalline piled holy fruits, viewing it holy beef fragile thorns golden thunder purple holy blood red, smelling it fragrant spicy holy ice blood melts brain washes soul burns shadow, entrance meridians tentier holy fire ice thunder blood red burns clean forever solid all attributes explode table dark devour root resist invincible great supplement source. Lin Fan first bowl throws to Muxue, she green eyes round stare jade hand trembles receives high arrogant face completely collapses cherry lips bite, crack crack, golden holy surges blood vessels green eyes explode holy frost dragon, whoosh whoosh whoosh, roars shakes remnant root ashes fly, heaven ah, ultimate guardian banquet princess tree heart tentier invincible. Legendary forever solid. Inner heart divine love sweet itch explodes forever top, bad guy golden bowl feeds hot slippery itch forever solid, Su Wan fire mixes sour sticky robs lose. Princess exclusively occupies tree veins newborn divine love. Gu Han coldly receives second bowl big chews, gurgle gurgle gurgle, sword energy tentier holy ice thunder blood red wildly rises clear stabs, puff puff puff, holy explodes, pop 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 pop, seals path breaks root, finally remnant, family locks forever invincible. Inner heart warm shakes family burns peak, knife chops divine banquet sword unites, iron blood shadow emperor now forever extinguishes family group. Su Wan self mixes third bowl wildly swallows, gurgle gurgle, ponytail holy spins apron explodes iron pot cauldron turns almond eyes water mist wildly laughs throws pot, ultimate upward explode explode explode. Brother genius, Su Wan fire auxiliary queen tentier clear field charm invincible. Inner heart wildly joyful happiness sticky holy top, fire auxiliary rises holy sticky welfare up, Muxue hugs knees princess loses hot slippery exclusively occupies. Finally remnant monsters, squeak squeak squeak, again rush 100 waves, Lin Fan continuously chops 100 knives continues chops, crack pop 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 pop, holy vegetables rain, puff puff, golden bowls piled holy fire rushes sky burns forest, Muxue frost holy dragon penetrates explodes, whoosh boom boom boom, purifies black root ashes, Su Wan fireballs holy thunder blood red, huff pop pop pop, explodes roots. Puff puff puff, cooking rain pours rotten juice evaporates, Gu Han sword energy. Seal's path breaks demon root, huff huff puff puff, core ultimate clear field, boom 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 boom, holy light wildly rises forest rebirth. Villagers far kneel wildly roar tremble tears collapse scream, ultimate guardian banquet divine clear shadow emperor's excess wave. Lin Fan team peak legendary universal shine green wild. Holy tree branches leaves, crack crack crack, all unfold gold green holy glory like tide forever solid, air fresh holy fragrance without a trace of rotten spicy, elves entire clan silver hair dances vine robes high raise cheer kneel worship, Lin Fan legendary guardian. Holy tree revival, forest eternal life. Dawn sun rays pierce forest tip sprinkle holy glory, Lin Fan sheaths knife devours spirit knife 10 holy vortexes forever rings, team surrounds fire mutually feeds ultimate banquet sweet hot melts honey. Muxue leans shoulder jade legs entwine knees green eyes holy electricity hums sweet, bad guy, princess entire clan recognizes, you vegetable knife guardian open store green wild, holy female accompanies forever. Inner heart electricity itch divine love surges. Su Wan sticks chest small hand feed soup almond eyes charming smiles, brother adventure cooking store, Su Wan fire auxiliary queen daily welfare hot slippery rubs back. Inner heart sticky happiness explodes. Gu Han warm smiles pats shoulder, family group stays guard, new daily sword locks forever invincible. Inner heart warm top family forever. Several days later, holy tree core transforms green wild square, Lin Fan opens, vegetable knife guardian adventure cooking store, wooden house vines entwine golden holy door plaque flashes glory, store inside iron pot cauldron, gurgle, forever boils holy tree fruit great supplement soup ultimate banquet, fragrant fog winds around rushes sky attracts adventurers gather. Elves villagers daily worship line up, strong men swordsman former mock turn legs soft kneel ground stare big eyes tremble roar, vegetable knife youth divine store. First tier chili wolf rises to 10th tier banquet invincible, I wrong, beg holy soup forever solid. He pale face twists wildly joyful swallows bowl holy fire surges body sword energy explodes, far roars, Lin Fan legendary universal shine continent, green wild store king. Muxue green skirt holy female outfit high arrogant stands counter jade hand pushes holy fruit, humph, bad guy store, princess purifies blessing, by banquet exclusively occupies welfare. Green eyes electricity Lin Fan inner heart sweet itch. Su one apron fire spins ponytail throws iron pot shows skill, fire auxiliary queen new dish up. Scallion burst holy beef willow scorpion flower 10th tier dark resist, brother genius partner invincible. Almond eyes charming blink sticky arm. Guhan doorway sword guards cold warm eyes sweeps guests, family group store locks, safety forever. Lin Fan's knife flashes, crack crack, he chops the holy vegetables crispy pieces and piles the holy juice in the basin with fragrant aroma, and feels happy playing the game. Growing up from the market to the legendary shop king, the team has a sweet and hot new daily life, the holy tree will forever be the legend of the green field. A new mission in the mainland is looming, and my kitchen knife is rising again. Adventurers gathered. Staring eyes and weak legs worshipped and shouted, guardian sword skills. The ultimate banquet is 10th level, and a new legend is opened. The store is filled with laughter and holy fragrance, Muxue and Su Wan are competing in the hot competition, Guhan's family is warm, the green field is daily and extraordinary, the legendary guardian Lin Fan is famous in the mainland, and the new chapter slowly opens. Guhan thrust his sword into the holy ice ring, and whispered with cold and warm eyes to share the past. The iron-blooded family was destroyed and the Shadow Emperor pursued him, the sword locked the dead souls, and now the holy soup unites the family together forever. He patted Lin Fan on the shoulder, boy, thank you to the god of swordsmen. He felt warm in his heart, the past collapsed and the present is locked forever. Su Wan encouraged her to jump up and swung the iron pot spin, the team is invincible. Brother Dazhao Queen Huafu, Princess Muxue Frost Dragon, Gu Shui Sword Lock, Green Field Celebration Banquet up. The almond-eyed Xingliang's little hand pulled the crowd into excitement, the morale is so high and they love competition.